You can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, frozen atomic waste. From deep within the core, frozen atomic waste.
Hello and welcome to the 73rd edition of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. It's the first episode of Season 8. We are the show who compares and contrasts Fallout experiences through a live roundtable discussion by playing through the same quests with characters who have been randomly assigned drastically different attributes. Welcome, everyone. Hi, I'm Andrew, joined this evening on the show by a few of my favorite Fallout faces tonight. Jess. Hi, Jess.
Hey, Andrew, and happy West Virginia Day.
Happy West Virginia Day. So wonderful. There's been Mothman sightings all over the place. Pat, how are you this evening?
Hey, Andrew, how we doing? Happy 8th anniversary or 8th show, and also happy Yoga Day, according to my watch.
Yoga Day.
Yoga Day, yeah.
Downward dog, everybody. Hi, Ray.
Evening, Andrew.
How are you, sir? Do you have any interesting quips?
Negative.
Attaboy, that's what I was hoping for. And Jen. Hi, Jen, special guest.
Hello.
Welcome back to the show. Always a pleasure to have you on, and your partner in crime. I love to, I don't know why, but I love to lump you guys together. And we even speak to each other in a trio in our little Facebook group split offs that we like to do. But and your partner in crime, Will. Hi, Will.
Hello, Andrew. Happy day before Ghost Skate Day.
Before what? What is it?
It's Ghost Skate Day tomorrow. It's
All right.
skateboarding.
I don't know what that is.
No, it's like it's worldwide thing. Like first day of summer is always Go Skate for skateboarders. It's a big thing. They just
Go skate.
You were thinking Ghost Gate like in Morrowind, weren't you?
A ghost gate. I thought,
Ghost.
like a fucking Oblivion. Yeah, like a
no.
Oblivion
Apologies,
portal. A
I'm
ghost
sorry.
gate. A
Oh my
ghost
gosh.
skate.
Happy summer, everyone.
Yeah.
It made it. We're here.
It's been like an average of about 60 or 70 degrees recently in Indiana. It's been really weird. It was 90 degrees there for a while, and I don't know. It's been having severe rainstorms in Indiana, and I will use this opportunity to possibly apologize if anybody hears the low rumbling in the background. We've had to run our dehumidifier even. We've had so much fucking rain. We've got like a little bit of pooling going on in our basement here. So if the podcast suddenly cuts out and you hear a zap and Andrew die, then sheesh, like a little electrocution going on. But Indiana, we've been flooded out like freaking crazy. But you know, everybody gets rain. I love it online when everyone says, "Hey, Kentucky, it's raining so much." Like, and then everyone, and I know how because I'm friends with people in Kentucky and Indiana. It's like everyone's posting, "Oh, like you have like a clever Noah's Ark, meme," and so like Kentucky be like Noah's Ark, and then like everyone in India, it's just like everyone says, this is my favorite. Everyone's like, if you don't like the weather in fill in the blank, wait 5 minutes. That everyone has that fucking say.
Yes.
Crazy. Yeah. All right. Welcome to the show. What do we got on the table for tonight, everybody? We're drawing new characters. First episode of season 8. We're drawing for season 8 of the Fallout Roundtable. And Jess, you were kind enough to write up our schedule and to do a little bit of art design for the Pip Boy. Steve, thanks for your work on the character generator. Wonderful job. But Jess, would you kind of like to give us just a brief rundown of what we're able to expect on the schedule for this season of the Roundtable?
Sure, I can do that. Let me just pull it up, take a look. Although I kind of remember, I worked on it for a while. So the idea is that it's going to be best quests and events. So we're doing most of the quests lumped in, and maybe like a third to half the events, things that we thought were fun, and also that match well with the region the quest is in. So, if you're up in the Toxic Valley, you're more likely to have Toxic Valley events paired with it. Stuff like that. If you don't get both events while you're playing, we understand events are kind of random, but that's why we put at least 2. So hopefully you'll get one, maybe both. We are going from now until around Thanksgiving, mid-November, and going to do about 2 quests and then those 2 events each episode. So I'm pretty excited about it.
It'll be super sweet. All of our best and favorite side quests, the whole game of Fallout 76, and we left a couple of slots open at the end of the season because coming up around then there's supposed to be some new content. So I don't know if we're going to actually. If it depends on how big this new content is, maybe we'll need to push it off and use it for a whole season of the Roundtable, or just a couple of episodes or 2. But these new NPCs and everything, super excited about that. Big news. Lots of good Fallout stuff coming down the road in the future. But to tide us over till we get there, we've got the best side quests for you guys, Roundtable style. Oh man, we got a huge list of people who are drawing characters tonight, so I suppose we shouldn't dilly-dally too long, but we should review just a little bit of if we got to play any Fallout this week. I haven't gotten to play a ton, but I did just spend like a couple of hours upstairs. I was playing around with the character generator, and I have to admit, I am not drawing my character live because I was messing around earlier, and I found like a draw that I was just like really happy with. So I decided to go ahead and take that down, and I can get into that character here in just a little bit. We'll do our real full in-depth character introductions next week when everybody sends in their feedback about their role, their specials, what they got, their cards, what kind of cards they think they're going to use, and their character's background story. That's a lot to get in only 5 minutes. But we are going to ask you guys to keep the feedback to about 5 minutes, at least here at the beginning of the season, because there are so many people who have signed up and are excited about getting characters. So that is one thing. We're very happy that there's so many people that want to participate, but that also means that we got to keep everything really nice and concise in order to fit in everybody's feedback during those feedback episodes.
And you know how good we are at being concise. That's
yeah, especially since we set our new. We're going to try to set a new 2-hour parameter to the show. Jess has brought up numerous times that seeing a 4-hour podcast drop might be intimidating to new listeners. I said, oh, yeah. People might be like, oh, gosh, that's a little daunting, 4 hours.
That is a commitment. But, if it's 2.5, 3, that's fine. We'll just aim for 2 to 2.5 and try to be better.
Yeah.
And plus, if we say it enough, you guys might actually hold us to it. Although I know plenty of you like longer ones.
We'll try. No promises. All right. So who did we play Fallout? Ray, did you play any Fallout this week?
I did a little bit.
What were you doing? I think you said you had like one final project you had to bust out before starting a new character. What were you doing?
Well, I last week I started a rifle character, and my hope was today to wrap up the tadpole quest so I could get my backpack. But I had a little bit of a glitch on the bug one at Dolly Sods. I had completed it, but it didn't count. And so I have to wait for it to come back up again. It's a daily quest. So that's got to come back up so I can turn in my bug parts again. So, but yeah, so this character at about level 32, I decided that I was going to go take him over to become a general. And so he's all ready to launch a nuke.
Level 32. Are you gonna recruit any help through the silo there?
No doubt, because I couldn't find my way through the silo to save my life anyway. So I always end up about 3 rooms behind everybody else.
I'm like, where's Ray? Ray.
It's a shame about Ray.
But yeah, so still don't have my backpack. Probably never will.
Yeah,
this guy will see the light of day again. It was a lot of fun.
You got a Roundtable character coming up. You can get another backpack.
Oh yeah,
well, there are more backpacks to be had.
Oh sure.
Don't feel bad.
It's going to be required.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Jess, did you play any Fallout this week?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been playing a lot the last week and a half, 2 weeks. After doing the thing where I was trying to finish the story, and I did make it to general, by the way. All but nuke right now. It's like all but dissertation. I'll get there. We'll get the nuke done. I got really into actually having focus while playing instead of just derping. So I played a ton of Nuclear Winter since the launch too. Well, a lot of it, but we can talk about that later after everybody checks in. But yeah, so I did all the lying low side quests I hadn't done, all the missing people's little side stories. Really kind of cool side stories there, which those ones aren't specifically on our schedule, just lying low is, but they were definitely worth checking out if people haven't. The ones you get from the bulletin boards and train stations.
Oh, nice.
And that's how you get a lot of the mounts in the game. So I've been doing that. I've been, doing the workshops like always. My character is finally level 76, so I'm finally getting up there. And
Wow, And
yeah, just playing a lot.
you've been messing around with that new mode too.
Yep, Nuclear Winter quite a bit. I'm level 10 in Nuclear Winter now, Overseer level.
Yeah.
I know we've got
Awesome.
people higher, but
Oh, definitely. I'm 6 now, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know, somewhere in that ballpark.
Mhm.
That's great. Okay. Jen, what sort of Fallout you been playing? Get any time? I know you're super duper busy all the time, Jen.
Oh yeah, and it's work's eaten me alive this week and the last couple weeks. So I don't feel like when I only have like 20 minutes or an hour maybe to play, I don't feel like going to 76 because I know there's such a grind. I'm over encumbered, my stash is full. So I just want to shoot stuff. And I'm not a big battle royale fan. I find it stressful. So
have you tried it yet?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
I've done about 5 or 6 runs, and it's been fun. It's the luck of the draw whether you get some people who are really cool or people who are kind of mean. But yeah, I just needed quiet, so I started up another 4 character. And she's friends with dogs and robots, and she's got her own little camp. She helped to save Preston and those guys and just stopped talking to them the minute they mentioned anything about a settlement. So she's not going, she's not going that way. But I realize I don't have, I've never gone institute.
Ooh.
So I'm kind of making her a little more callous so I can make myself okay with some of the decisions I'm going to have to make. So
yeah, you'll have to do it at least once just to see the story, how it goes that way, and get the achievements or trophies if you care about that.
I want the achievement. That's what I'm doing it for. I'm swallowing my ethics to get the achievement.
It's pretty painful.
Yeah, it's gonna be. But she's a hard-nosed kind of lady, a pistol packing mama. I'm specializing in pistols. So,
Nice.
yeah.
There's some good pistols in 4. That's a 4 is my favorite Fallout to play pistols in. So you'll have to try that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, Jess said something about using the scopes on pistols, and I always thought it was ridiculous to have a really long scope on a 44, but they're all over the place, so I'm going to learn how to use them.
It looks ridiculous, but it's pretty effective to use it as a sniping weapon.
Absolutely agree.
All right. Well, this is going to happen. Pistols and explosives. Because
I hear you on Temptation. I installed Fallout 3 2 weeks ago too.
Yeah.
I haven't started it, but oh man, it's so tempting sometimes. Just go to a single player.
It's so quiet, and I can save. And then and go back.
Save.
And if I die, my little death sack doesn't get left somewhere in the waste. I don't have to go back for anything. It feels luxurious. A little bit. I still love 76 though, but
Good to get a break in between roundtables. Totally.
Yes.
Wonderful. Pat, did you play any Fallout recently?
Yeah, just derping, nothing in particular. Just grinding away. I think I may grind towards 25,000 caps just because I haven't done that yet. So
is that an achievement or anything on Xbox?
No, actually, with Eric's help. Actually, since we've talked about gameplay, with Eric's help, I 100% of the game. I hadn't revived anybody in water yet, and I think he had a character that hadn't yet. So he and I murdered each other and revived each other and all that other stuff. So we both, I think he hadn't revived a character, and no, I hadn't killed 20 people. That was mine. You got to kill 20 players for one of the achievements, and I had not done that one. Fortunately, killing the same person over and over and over is counts. So that was pretty easy.
That's nice. Yeah, I haven't done that one yet either, of course.
Yeah. This is only the second game I've ever 100%ed on Xbox, because there's other Fallout games. There's always something that's just too irritating.
Mhm.
And 4, it was the Nuka World arcade. It's just like, I am not going to do that. I'm
Wow,
just not going to do that.
100,000 tickets or
Yeah.
whatever the hell that was.
Exactly. Yeah.
Took forever.
Ridiculous. Will, did you play any Fallout?
Oh, me? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm always playing. I try to play pretty much every day still. I know the game's been out for 8 months now, but I just don't even feel right if I don't get a little time in. Even if I come home just late, and past my bedtime, I was like, well, maybe I can just get in a West Tech run real quick or something.
Yeah, there's 1,400 caps to be had every day. So,
yeah, right. That too.
on that
right,
grind.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to collect those serums still. So, but and so do all that. Took out a couple of Scorch Beast Queens this week. Played with Sarah a couple of times. Mostly, I've been doing a lot of camp building this week. We have another just kind of community day or Sunday, bloody fun day as we've been calling it. So I plan on recruiting everyone to come to my camp again so I can get more ridiculous videos and stuff. So
you make it a playground for them, kind of?
Yeah. I'm about to almost start on scripts. Almost, I have scenes in my head that I want people to act out.
So, Will, if listeners want to join you, do you want to open up the party invitation to listeners, like platform and gamertag?
Yeah, well, we're already. I mean, sure. I mean, I think anyone that's in the PS4 group, we can do that. I'm Will Wonka. I think is my name on the PS4. They could probably
because we have a few listeners who aren't on the chats or Facebook. So if you don't mind, that's good to share.
Okay, yeah, well, and they can always join our PS4 chat group, because that's where we talk about them, post that stuff. But yeah, my name is the gamer tag is Will Wonka. It's just with one L,
Yeah, the pics of the react tones were so good.
Yes, they were. They were awesome.
Yeah, those are just. There's little sneak peeks. Yeah, hopefully, I got a lot of good stuff from everyone. They took good pictures and videos and stuff. Jen sent me some great stuff too. So, I'm hoping to just put some stuff together, make nothing too grand, just a little 2-minute video or so, just to put out there. But a lot of planning and stuff involved.
Nice. Well, Will, you've actually set this up perfectly. You've set the table. I'm going to crash the dishes. Mark here has sent us in a little audio feedback talking about the one and only PS4 meetup thread that you were just referring to.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mark with a W, your friendly neighborhood narcissist. Don't even ask. Now, I, as I'm sure many of us do, have a bit of a problem with my weight management, especially when it comes to my stash box. I'm forever over encumbered. I've forgotten what it feels like to fast travel, and you know what? That's absolutely fine with me. But not all of you are like me. Not all of you can be bothered lugging his stuff around all over the place and crouching behind cover when you got to get your AP points back because you can't run. Well, when you're looking through your stash, you're looking through your inventory, you're thinking, what the hell am I doing with all these bloody fusion cells? Well, I'll just drop these outside the Charleston train station. No! Stop! Don't press that square button. Don't drop them off for some random person that's not going to appreciate it or say thank you to just take them and run off, and then they'll give you a little thumbs up on the way. No, my friend. No, because I know a particular Tesla rifle connoisseur that would happily take them off your hands and would say thank you for it afterwards. You might even get something back in return. Me, I'll craft all the grenades. Whether you want a nuclear grenade, you want a MIRV grenade, you want a nuclear quantum grenade, even though I think they're a little bit overrated. I've got an orbital strike beacon guy, but if you've got the fiber optics. So if you ever need any of that, just give me a nudge, let you know. So you might be thinking, Where do I find such a great community? How do I get rid of this glorified isolation that we seem to be accustomed to? Well, my friend, the Not So Lone Wanderers on PS4 Facebook Messenger chat is the place to be. We've got ammo, we've got chems, we've got legendaries, weapons and armor, we've got serums, we've got monthly events, and most importantly, we've got good times and good friends with good people. And true to ASA fashion, a little bit of good banter and shit talking in between. We've grown a whole heap recently, and we would love to welcome more PS4 fans into the group. So if you're interested, either get in touch with me or Jen, or post your interest in the Facebook group and we'll get you an invite link sent straight away. We've got people all over the world in all different countries, all different time zones. So if you don't want to go it alone, even though sometimes it is a little bit nice, just jump in, say hello, is anyone about? And I guarantee there'll be at least one person on there ready and happy to play with you. And there's a new season of the Roundtable coming up, as we all know, so I want to see some people getting into it, hearing some new voices, and get your characters together, make some stories together. Should be absolutely sound. We can't wait, blah, 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 blah. I did so well right up until the end. We can't wait to meet you in the wasteland, so let's go and make some memories. I've been Dog C. Hello, signing off.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. With
Mark's the
W. That PS4 group is just must be a solid little group of awesome people. I'm trying to prevent you guys from sucking pad over even.
Yeah, they have a high gravity situation over there pulling away our Xbox people. I guess we should advertise the Xbox group too, right? If you like
Ditto, but for Xbox.
If you like talking about football, UPS packages, apparently ESO lately, and maybe Fallout 76.
Yeah, if you want to talk
about
if you want to talk about Elder Scrolls Online, please join the Fallout 76 meetup chat thread to talk about Elder Scrolls for some fucking reason for 3 weeks straight.
They got bored in between roundtables, and yeah, everybody's a few people have started playing ESO, and of course, soccer is a major topic lately.
Yeah, it must be some sort of I think it's the Ladies World Cup right now, right?
And Copa America, and something's going on in Europe that Jerry's all excited about. I forget what it is.
There's always some footy event that Jerry's excited about, it seems. All right. I didn't really play much Fallout this week. I've sort of hit that spot where I was really excited to start the new character.
Yep.
And I would load up the old character and I would just kind of putz around and not really do anything. I moved my camp, so I've been
76 times.
I've tried. I'm so close. It's like 68 times I think I've moved it. I got to move it a few more times and I'll get that achievement. But I found a really neat spot where two rivers come together and form a Y. And I put my camp right there in the little nook. It's I kind of like it a lot. So I don't know, but I'm the kind of guy who kills characters. I mean, they'll still be on the hard drive until I need to start freeing up space for more. You know.
Yep.
You only get 5 characters here, but
you're ready to move on.
I rarely go back to old characters.
I was glad you helped me, get like my survival weapon, and you've been putzing around. I mean, when you log on, you almost always join one of us to see whatever we're doing if it's something fun.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I also love the team up aspect because of the mutation herd mentality. Is that it?
Yeah. You haven't gotten rid of that yet?
No, I just kept them all. I decided not to get rid of things. But this character, I promise, I'm gonna try to be meticulous about my mutations. And then that brings up a point, Jess. I think I was looking at the pit, but did we do anything with mutations on the character assignment? I don't think we did we?
We talked about it for a while, but I don't think we did. Steven's in the chat right now. He could respond. I haven't looked at it in a couple days.
Is that I can't remember if we decided to not add mutations on purpose or if that was just something I forgot to bring up.
I think we had talked about it, but then we weren't sure how it would jive with that's the same reason why we did multiple weapons, because you might be melee build, you might be range build. So we put a weapon for melee range, just so you could pick the one that you're actually using. And I think that was the same thing with mutations.
Well, that's a good thing. Depending on what your role is, two different people could have two different interpretations. Like if you both have a high strength, you'd be like, "Oh man, that's totally a melee build," but then like someone else would be like, "No, that's a heavy guns build."
I'd open up the randomizer, to check the generator to check, but I'm afraid I might jinx my roll when the time comes. So I can't look right now.
And we had it on there. We had it on there before, so we must have decided to take it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, must have been an active decision then. Okay,
because
I won't question it.
Yeah, because Egghead is worse than Vans.
And they're so random. I mean, now that there's vending, it'll be a lot easier to actually do. But at the time we were talking about the generator, there wasn't vending yet, and it was so hard to get the mutation you were looking for.
Yes, and speaking of hard things that you're looking for, there's a couple of events. There's a couple of events I'm just really that never There's a couple of events that are fucking rare as hell that rarely pop up. There's one with bees up in the northeast in the mire that I've only done once, and I've only ever seen it go once. And how long have we been playing this game? And
I put a couple of rare ones on the schedule. I mean, did I leave It's a Trap on? That's one that you almost never see. A few others. But hey, it'll give us a chance to actually try them, Like who's actually done Death Blossoms? I didn't put it on there, but
I've done that twice solo.
Oh, nice. I've never gotten to it.
That's look out for those. Go ahead and read the whole list of events, and don't necessarily wait till that week where the assigned events are up, because it'll probably not pop up again. Some of these events are pretty rare. So let's get into this character draw, guys. Let's go ahead and do it up. What I guess we're going to do, you guys have all sent an email telling me, well, some of you told me how many roles you'd like, and we also said we're trying to expand your horizons and play a little bit of a different character style than you play normally. So we've told people to tell us what they kind of play normally, and we will try to get something different from that. Or people have sent suggestions about what they don't want as well. So we've got some, I don't know how many, probably 15, 20 people here to roll for. And then if you are out there listening to this episode now, at a later date, couple weeks from now, whatever, you want to hop in, this season is awesome, the schedule wise, because it's just the best side quests and events. There is no chronological order that you have to go in to complete these quests. So you can just hop in this season at any time. If you start listening, if you just discover the podcast in August, September, and you want to hop in and play with us for the last couple of months, by all means, head on over to asapodcasting.com, find the Fallout feed section, roll yourself a fresh character, and start sending us feedback. We'd love to hear from everybody who hops in. So let's go ahead and do these character rolls. And what we will do, Ray will be our role master. Sometimes it takes a little bit to refresh and all that. So, Jess, we have a couple of topics here and there. Sometimes if it takes Ray a few seconds to roll, we'll just say, hey, Ray, here's the person's name. This is how many refreshes they want. And then we can talk about something else for a few seconds while Ray gets his roll going. And then Ray will sort of just spit out, we don't want to talk about the whole stats, but he'll just tell us what, like, maybe the 15 and the 1 are, and maybe like the weapon. And we'll just say, oh, I think this would be a cool that kind of build, and maybe we'll toss out a card or two and then move on. We don't have time to really get into character development here, but we'll just say, oh, that sounds like a that kind of build. Cool, good luck, So we'll try to do that sort of thing with the show. And we will go ahead and Jess, how many rolls would you like?
Okay, I'm gonna go with 2 rolls. Let's keep it low.
2 rolls. That's nice of you. Some people, Bernie, or not so nice.
Yeah. we can talk a lot there.
I was fairly clear that no more than 10.
He's living on the edge then. But yeah, 2 roles. I'm hoping for a girl this time. You know, I loved Ron last time. I'd like to go back to having a girly, and you know, we'll see what else I get. I'm excited.
Oh, and that is also something, Jess. I'm glad you brought that up because the whole point, and I haven't said this yet, the whole point of this whole thing, again, to get you out of your comfort zone, but first and foremost, is to have fun. So if there's some aspect of the character you love all this role, but there's just a few things here and there that you need to tweak in order to make it more of your enjoyment style, please go ahead and do that. You know, Jess, if she gets a male character here, but she likes all the role, everything else, then who cares? Make your character female. That's something you can do in the game at any time anyway. You can change appearance and the gender and all that. So that's totally fine. Make little adjustments as needed, everybody. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, so you did get a female.
Yay!
Okay.
The name is Atticus.
That's awesome.
I should be hanging out at Finch Farm, but I can't.
Nah.
So your 15 is in endurance.
Whoa.
Oh
Okay.
no.
That's totally different. That's
There's
cool.
a lot of good endurance perks. That's a great
Yeah.
role.
Yeah. And your 1 is in intelligence.
Oh my.
Ooh,
No
that
crap
hurts.
for you.
Old Addie might not be that bright. Okay.
And your card in that one is demolition expert.
One grenade.
It sounds like maybe she shouldn't be playing with explosives, but okay. That's why her endurance is so high.
Right. So
Any other points of note on there?
So your camp zone is the Savage Divide.
Oh, okay, cool.
And your camp build is bed and breakfast.
Oh, that is something I think we mentioned.
Gorgeous.
I think we mentioned that in passing. Would we like to say what that actually means again? The camp style.
Yeah, so we were talking, there was a suggestion when we had the feedback episode with Steven on about ideas for the generator, that maybe we should talk about camp budget or build percentage. So originally we put it like 10%, 20%, 40%, but then we realized maybe that wasn't so clear or inspiring. So Stephen came up with the idea of using names for it. So we've got, you know, everything from a shanty, a shack, a bed and breakfast, you know, a skyscraper. I don't think there's a skyscraper, but a tower, all kinds of different builds that you can use. So not only the region, but also an inspiration for your style of build. I got McMansion on there because I thought that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm looking at the generator now, and they have one that says rough sleeper. Like, what kind of style would that?
I don't think that means you're allowed to have walls.
Yeah, maybe sleeping bag and
Yeah, out under the stars.
Yeah.
your stash box is maybe like the something really portable, like a lunchbox or something.
It's probably a New Zealand phrase.
No, sleeping rough. It's just like sleeping, sleeping without out in the
Okay. The other important thing, what outfit do I have?
Western outfit and chaps.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Your hat is the green hood, and
Oh,
your full headwear is the spacesuit helmet.
Oh, that's great. The spacesuit helmet with the Western outfit will be outstanding.
That'll be gorgeous. I love it.
Cowboys and aliens.
That's sick. You know, Woody and Buzz all wrapped in together.
Yeah.
Great reference. And I want people in the group, or once we post that, to help me decide what she should look like too, because I love patterning my characters after, you know, a celebrity or, you know, somebody in the media or whatever. So it's just a fun challenge for the character generator.
That's awesome. I never do that. I just usually pick a face and blow everything up as big as possible.
Okay, all right. So you could pick like Summer Glau, like do like a Firefly, because that was basically cowboys in space, like a Firefly character maybe.
Oh yeah, Summer Glau's not a bad one. That would be good. Do a long-haired build, and yeah, okay, that's an idea.
Perfect. Any other thoughts on Jess's role there? We'll move on to Ray yourself here. How many roles are you taking for yourself?
I'm gonna do 3.
I'm gonna do 9 to 7. See you next week.
Right.
All right. What other topics do we have down there, Jess?
Other topics. Let's see. I mentioned that we did the survival challenge weapon the other day, and that bug is back. You can now get the survival challenge weapon in adventure mode again. So I don't know how long that'll last, but if people want it, go for it. It's bugged again. What else?
What? They're so good with their regression testing. Bobby pins don't weigh 0.01; they weigh 0.1 now.
Yeah.
Fair.
Things come back. Especially, I feel like with the patch for Nuclear Winter, we got a lot of bugs back. We were joking in chat a minute ago. Phil was joking about Bethesda having us hunt bugs for all the Pioneer Scout quests. I think they're trying to literally put it in game what we have to do.
That's funny. All right, Ray, what'd you get?
Okay.
He did not. He did not sound happy about that.
So I also got a female. I'm not sure how to pronounce this name. Batosai.
Spell it.
Battosai.
Maybe she dances the Batusi.
Batusia? Is that a version of Batusia?
Batiste.
Is it one more time, Ray? B-O-T-T what?
Batosai.
O-S.
O-S.
Oh, Batosia. Huh, yeah.
Huh.
Well,
Bodazai. Batos.
Maybe just call her Batty.
Yeah.
So my 15 is strength. And my 1 is perception.
That's pretty sweet. If you have a high strength, I found most of the times you don't need perception unless you're doing a specific melee VATS build. You know what I mean?
And the camp I got is a rough sleeper.
Nice.
There you
go. Steven said that's kind of a PC term for homeless when he put it on there.
Oh, okay. That's perfect for Ray, right?
Well, except that's always how I do it.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I was thinking this time I would actually build an actual, full-blown decorated camp.
Well, maybe you should re-roll and change that then, because you're right. That would be a challenge.
Yeah, so I think I'll change that build. My outfit is a straitjacket. And the asylum worker hat in blue, so that'll work.
Match up.
I wonder how rare that one is. I know Eric knows the probabilities of all those spawn points and the color coordinations and all that. He's got the tables and figures and charts and pins and yarn all over.
The straitjackets won't be a problem.
Right.
Yeah, those are easy.
Not at all.
20 of those
you
a
can
day.
get the hats in a bunch of different colors. It's just the actual outfit itself that could.
Exactly. Yeah, the hats are not the rare thing.
Oh, okay.
So here's another thing that we haven't talked about, and that is my survival level is 16.
That's really high. I was thinking about that. It's just like golf here. Your survival level, you want it as low as possible, right?
Well, it'll go quicker. It'll go quicker if it's lower, maybe.
You'll level up quicker and you'll get out of it faster, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but now that they've balanced survival a little differently than when we first talked about it, it's not that bad. Most of us hung out in survival off and on, and people don't hunt you down as bad as they did at first.
And we need to get a list, Jess, of all the legendary weapons you get for survival mode rewards up somewhere. So, because people need to look at that list and decide which of those survival weapons match their character best. Because we want you to go into survival mode and fetch that weapon and bring it back to adventure.
Or maybe not survival mode if the bug's not fixed. But
yeah, exactly. If the bug's not fixed, fuck them, right?
And it's a good way to get stuff for script too. Guaranteed 3-star. Traded in at for Burger for 40 script. Ray, so if you've got a high strength again, and Abby and Mo were both. Abby and Cronin, I forget his name. Ty. Were both.
Cobb, yep.
Yeah, they were both melee characters. Does that mean this might be a melee character again too, or do you think you might try something different?
No, so my melee weapon's a death tambo. And I have not done a unarmed build yet. So I think I may go unarmed.
Cool.
Nice.
Either that or
Um,
shotguns,
Always a good choice.
because I haven't done a shotgun build yet either. So we'll see.
Well, that sounds-
So my perception perk card is the Panopictographidus.
the
Say that a
Finder
bunch of times.
magazine.
Yeah, the magazine finder guy. So that'll be fantastically useless.
No, right, seriously, I thought that too for the longest time. I loaded it up just for shits and giggles the last couple weeks, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm swimming in magazines, and these are actually fucking useful as hell. I've been pleasantly surprised by that card and the fruits of its labor recently. You might be pleasantly surprised by it. Don't count it out so soon.
Yeah, and I am a fan of the new leader bobblehead,
Yeah, that's
the one that gives you the extra AP, or not AP, XP.
XP.
So yeah.
That's a good. And there's no permanent spawn points, right, for bobbleheads?
No.
I mean, there's
No,
spawn points
there's
for
spawn
bobbleheads,
points, but not the they're
not
not a big
the
bobblehead.
style.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
do any of the magazines give XP? I don't know that I've seen any.
I think I've run across one that gives you like plus 5 XP for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. There's so many and they're random.
Yeah. So I'll let you know if I find one. Well.
Okay.
If you get a chance to check chat, Phil put up a whole thing about the origin of the name Batosai.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he looked it up. It looks like it's an historical Japanese name.
Okay.
So when we post our character
I dodged a
draws,
bullet 'cause my number 2 roll was Trump. So I don't know who put that in there.
It says Batosai the Manslayer. I like that.
Yeah, that's
that's
very
really nice. So
I can work with that. That's kind of what Abby is. She's the everything slayer.
Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater.
Cannibal. I think I've got the endurance for it. I'm fully sold on cannibal. Yep, I've got an endurance of 6. So,
and that's a card
2 of cannibal and 2 of. So I'll have to save room for nocturnal fortitude. But lead belly and cannibal.
Nice. And that again, that's a card that you get through a quest. You don't even have to invest in that card, right? If you go to Rose.
Yep.
Andrew,
that far.
do you want to talk your character, your role right now?
Yeah, we can do that while Ray rolls Pat's character. So Pat, go ahead and
no, there's no
say how
time because I
many.
want one roll. One. I trust the randomizer. One roll.
All right.
Lay it on me,
Okay,
buddy.
dun, 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 dun. You also got a
geez.
female.
All right, that's cool. It won't last long because I fully enjoy the gender swap option, but that's okay.
And since I don't know this name, it could go either way. Quatermass. Quartermass.
Quatermass is Alan Quatermass. It's a like a wasn't that from a serial like a book of serial novels or something?
Not familiar.
Yeah. All right. So female Quatermass. All right. What else? What else are you rocking here?
So your strength is 15.
Ooh.
Incisors your strength card.
Ooh, bummer. I've been playing with that too much. Maybe I should have done more than one roll.
Well, depends on how much you like intelligence.
Oh snap! Oh no! Oh no!
Because that is your one.
Oof, that's gonna be rough. All right.
We'll be derping together. Derping together
That's
with
right.
one.
Yeah. What are some of the other highlights? Anything else?
So endurance and charisma are both 10.
Okay. There's some good. There's definitely some. I only have 6 in both of those with my current character. There are definitely some perks in those trees I want to play around with. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, and so then perception 6 and agility's 8 and luck is 6.
All right. Gives me starch jeans and class freak, so that's okay. I've got the essentials here.
So your outfit is the white powder jumpsuit.
Oh, okay. All right. Ski suit. All right.
And the Halloween costume skull mask.
Okay, that's a good look. I like that. That's not bad at all.
With a gray knit cap.
Oh, well, that's. Wait, can you wear those both? Can you wear a mask?
Probably not. Well, I don't know.
Is the mask a sunglasses slot or a hat slot? I actually don't know.
I think it's a sunglasses slot usually.
Okay, maybe it does work then.
What, like the face masks? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be fun to
You
try.
can't- Yeah, you won't be able to stack all these things together. These are just he assigned.
Well, some you can. Right. It depends on you can wear a hat and the plague doctor mask.
Yeah. But I'm just saying you'll be assigned a mask and a glasses style and a hat and you'll be assigned a full faced mask and a hat. Like you won't be able to wear both of those at the same time, you know. Except for,
right. One more question for Raid. I'll let Tim move. We can move on to the next roll. But what's my camp style?
Bed and breakfast.
That's very different for me. That'll be fun. Okay, cool.
Do you have access to all of your atomic shop purchases across all of your characters? I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yes.
Great.
Thank you, Ray. You're going to drop those in. You're going to screenshot those for us.
Yeah.
You are the man. Thank you.
Jen, what are you hoping for?
I don't know. I like the randomized approach. The last time I got unarmed and automatic weapons, which are 2 things that I'd never done before. So, well, not in 76 anyway. Trying to find ammo was and still is a challenge for Norman. So I don't know. I'm excited.
Were you the Death Tambo? Was that your thing?
I played with the Death Tambo a little bit, and then Hazel gave Norman a Deathclaw gauntlet, and that was her go-to for forever.
Yeah, those are pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. I found a not too bad 3-star Death Tambo not long ago, but I ended up cashing it into Murgle Burgle for the script. Oh, Pat and others were saying that there's a new philosophy, which I kind of agree with 2 stars Murgle Burgle stuff. Pat, did you want to mention that real quick?
Yeah, I think a couple of us in the Xbox chat, or maybe it was the group. Anyway, whatever. We're kind of simultaneously kind of all chiming in that the sweet spot for Murgle Burgle's pricing is more like the 2-star than the 3-star, because the 3rd star is usually a special. Sometimes it's like a weight reduction perk or something, and typically I think most of us, once our characters are pretty high level, we've got all that kind of where we need it anyway. So you're actually it's a better price point to go for a 2-star weapon, 2-star legendary item for Murgle Burgle, because you don't really need that 3rd star. And so I've been using that with armor. Like I'm trying to get oddly enough, my left side is kind of my weak. My right side of my main character is pretty well tuned, but I need left leg, left arm pieces. So that's what I've been doing, is trying to get a 2-star armor piece that'll give me I don't know, I don't have a particular thing I'm going for, just like a good effect on the 2-star. So I don't know if other folks here on the show have thoughts on that, but several of us kind of felt like 2-star is a better sweet spot than 3-star for the legendary vendor.
I'm sure Will has an opinion, but before that, Jen, how many rolls do you want?
5, please.
Yeah,
Well, what
had
thoughts
that in the
Actually, that was one of the things I was, we were talking about that in the Facebook group, and I'm kind of not sure either. I've been wondering the same thing. You definitely get the value. It's quite a decrease in the script you have to pay to go to that set, to only 2-star. But so it's hard to say. Like I'm 50-50 on it because I do kind of like that, a third star. If you get the right three, which is kind of just, the goal, you're just, to me, it's almost like a little lottery ticket. You're hoping every time just get that one perfect weapon. So if you could just get that, three of them, it's amazing. But the value might be there more for just to go with the 2 stars. So I kind of agree with that.
And does each slot have a this is a blah 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 effector, this is the number 2 slot is this, and the third slot affects specials? They don't assign them like that, right?
For a lot of them, they kind of do.
Wait,
There's a range of ones you might get in the first and second more often.
Yeah, and like for armor pieces, like a chunk of them are specials, but sometimes they'll be weight reduction, or now I've got one piece that's a fall reduction, which is actually a fall damage reduction, which I like a lot. So that's a case where like the 3-star, I didn't get it from Merkleberger, I got it from a 3-star legendary drop, and that's actually really good. It's +1 endurance, it's bolstering, and it's falling damage reduced by 50%. So that's a pretty good 3-star for me.
Yeah. Hey, you made me think of something else that's isn't quite related, but when you're talking about the fall damage, they have that that one alcohol you can brew from Biv or whatever. It's the vintage lead champagne where you fall faster. What kind of use is that for?
I've assumed it's to if you're gonna do like the obstacle course at the fort, what's this name, and you've got bird bones. I don't think you want to fall faster. You don't want to fall slow if you're doing the stupid obstacle courses. That's the only use I've thought of. If maybe you want to drink that mixed drink when you're doing the stick and obstacle courses.
Okay.
Does it add more damage to when you jump on things with your power armor from above?
That's a good question. I'll have to try it for that. I never thought about that one. That's a good take.
Because I've accidentally pissed off a lot of robots at the White Springs quite a few times in my power armor flying around, and I land too hard nearby.
That's a great question. I'm gonna have to try that right now. That's a good take.
So the 3rd star is always a minor modifier.
Oh God, he has an answer for it. I was just.
Oh God, quit bringing facts to the show, Ray. Jesus.
Well, I'd already rolled Jen's character, so I had nothing else to do.
Oh, facts, God.
So minor modifiers are like +1 endurance, +1 agility, perception, strength, 15% faster reload, 25 less fats. So that those are the minors. For that was weapons, and then minors. So the major modifiers in armor are the +1s, and the minors are weight reduction, food and drink, that kind of thing.
And if you got that for your Enclave final character, it could be the modifier of our modern Major General.
So Jen got a male.
Oh my gosh. 2nd male I've played ever. Okay.
And his name is Teary. It's probably pronounced differently. Teare.
Oh, maybe he's a weepy, sad guy.
Yeah, like here.
Oh no, he's pre-confidence man. Travis.
Travis, yep.
Maybe he's a sad clown.
So
a sad clown.
Oh,
Okay.
He's been sad all his life, and so he's gotten beat up a lot, and so his endurance is 15.
Oh wow. Okay.
But he's a bit of a klutz.
No.
His agility is 1.
Oh no. Okay. Oh man. So no VATS.
And he's a pretty unlucky SOB too, because his luck is 3.
Oh, that's just enough to hold starch jeans.
Oh, but not class freak. Oh, that'll
But
hurt.
not
Well,
Oh
you
class
my
get
freak.
god. Oh Jesus.
I may
That's
have to
terrible.
play it clean and pure this time.
Yeah.
Wow. Does he have any weird weapons?
Gatling gun and the war drum.
Oh, and the war drum. Cool. All right. And what's the camp style?
Monument.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh, okay. And just one more question.
That's got potential.
It does. You know how I like to build my monuments. What is my survival level?
6.
Oh, awesome. That's great. That's only like one level of where people can kill me, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Love it. Thank you.
If they keep adding plushies, we should add a plushie
Oh,
choice to the
nice.
generator.
I know. That crocodile comes out. Watch out.
And I just want to take the opportunity to remind everyone that this is just for fun. If the going into survival mode freaks you out and you don't want to deal with that, you're scared your camp's going to get trashed or so, don't go. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh, hey, Ray, do you have mine here? What's my survival level? I forgot we added that.
Okay, hang on. Just let me.
Yeah, sorry. I may have to moan about that if it's too high.
Will, shout out your rolls.
I'll roll with 2.
And gosh, we're telling him to look up Pat Survival and.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Bad timing.
Sorry.
No, my fault. I got him sidetracked. I should have remembered to ask before.
I tossed him a second thing to do. I rolled a male.
It's 18, Pat.
No. I'm gonna take full advantage of double XP weekend and get that over with.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
That's 16. Not much better.
Yeah, double XP is a fun thing. There's no way I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to get to level 50 before the weekend is over.
No.
It'll be impossible. It'll be impossible, but I'm going to try. But it's double XP. I mean,
especially when you try to do a nuke.
When I was level like 140 and double XP happened I leveled up like 7 times or something that weekend. And if I was that high when I'm really low, I'll be leveling up hopefully like crazy. Hopefully. And maybe I'll play a little bit more in survival mode than I usually would, will I get an even more bump on the survival as well? Does that still happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I mean, you should get 20% of double, right? So maybe you'll be plus 20 on the double. Yeah.
I mapped out my character, but maybe I'll bump inspirational up a few levels.
That'll be interesting. I think you'll probably get 20% and then double that.
That would make sense with how the game calculates. Probably does the double last. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, you wanted 2. Ray, did you get that?
I did. Will's got a male.
Oh, okay.
I can pronounce this name. Rebecca.
That's awesome.
Another boy named Sue complex coming up.
Okay. Yeah, it's made him a little bit bitter. And so his charisma is 1.
Oh.
But he's a lucky son of a gun. That's your 15.
It's 15. Oh, that's actually a good one. I wouldn't mind playing with a lot of luck. So
yeah.
So a lot of luck and a fair amount of intelligence. Intelligence is 10.
Okay, yeah. So both of those are actually pretty good.
And your camp build is a fortress.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Give me a lot to do because I do have fun with that also. But yeah, so fortress. What are the ones I've just been wondering about? Is like, what are the weapon modifiers and the armor modifiers?
So your weapon modifier is executioner, and your armor is mutants.
The executioner is if the thing is below half health and does more damage or something.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's 40 like opposite of instigating.
Yeah, it's like it finishes them off faster or something.
It does 50% more damage if they're below 40% health.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be interesting. Okay, I'm fine with that. Rebecca, here we go.
Perfect. All right,
And
Rebecca.
then with the luck of 15, you'll definitely be mutated. So your
into
your mutant
mutants.
armor. So
Perfecto.
Yeah. What kind of what with the intelligence at 10? What is that card?
makeshift warrior.
Makeshift warrior. Okay, so okay, so that kind of like would imply like a melee stuff. Yeah, my last character was melee though, so I don't know. I'll forget that. Or
Yeah, no, you're not going to be melee. Your
Yeah.
strength is 6.
Strength.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or you could be melee, you just won't be very effective.
Yeah. No, the pistols are in agility, right? Not intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah, they're agility and perception for the different pistol perks.
Yeah, and your agility is 8, so not too bad there.
Yeah.
You really are quite good looking, Rebecca.
Maybe he's playing Beck.
Yeah, grumpy Rebecca. Okay. It's like, with my 1 charisma.
That'll be sweet. All right. I'm excited to hear everybody's stories. That's everybody's on the show tonight. For the remainder of the show, this will be listeners and feedback submitters, anyone in the chat group and YouTube right now, please. If you have not submitted an email or anything like that, and you don't hear your name on this list, I'm about to list everyone who we're going to roll for. If you don't hear your name on this list, we haven't got a plan for you. So go ahead and shout out in the YouTube chat real quick. We'll have someone look over there and see anybody else who needs a character. But on my list tonight, we're going to roll for Kevin, Justin, Josh, Jason, Mark, Lee, Eric, Sergio, Bob, Steve, Clint, Eddie, Lacey, Bernie, and Phil. Those are who we're going to roll for tonight. Anybody else in the YouTube chat watching live who needs a character, shout out now. Or if you're listening to the show at a later time, you can always roll yourself your own character at any time at asapodcasting.com. Click on that Fallout feed icon. Scroll down just a little bit to find the Fallout 76 random character generator created by our good buddy Steve and Jess. So thanks everybody for your hard work on that. Find your random character generator over there. All right, Kevin. He did not say any specific type of number, Ray. So just click her a few times. He said no sneaky sniper, and we're going to tighten up our analysis just a little bit as we move to get the rest of these roles in on the show. So Ray, what do we have for Kevin?
So Kevin is going to be playing a female. Name is Dane. And she will not be sneaky because she's got an agility of 1.
That's not good.
So, and a luck of 15.
All right. So hit the casino, Kevin. No sneaky snipers for you, but lots of really fun cards over there in that luck column. Especially if you're a VATS, there's lots of really good VATS and crits, all sorts of cool stuff in there. Thank you, Kevin, for your submission. Next up is Justin. Justin had 1 roll, and he said no strength, no perception. So if we get a strength or perception after that 1 roll, either of those being 15, Ray, we'll go ahead and ask you to roll again, please. So what do we have for Justin?
Talk amongst yourselves while I save Kevin.
Oh yeah, that's what we're going to need to do here is just save as we pick up the pace. We also need to remember that Ray needs to save these on the side as we go.
Righto. Well, thing to mention, canvas bags are out. Did anyone here get the bag?
I have my canvas bag.
Pat, you said something about, I don't know, you had a couple of complaints even though you were happy to get it.
No complaint. It was just as a statement of fact. There are no little pockets or dividers or anything. It's basically, it's architected exactly like the nylon version. It's basically a big empty sack. So, it's not real good for there's no like little dividers or anything, so it's hard to pack. Although, as Sarah pointed out in the group, I think one of her kids was packing it full of dinosaurs. It will hold like a bunch of dinosaurs,
There you go.
So I think it is really hard to argue that in terms of holding dinosaurs, it is extremely useful. So Todd loves us. He made it right. What more can we ask? But no, it's actually seriously the construction. I think it's like really quite decent. I mean, it's not like some like super expensive thing, but it's made out of like decent material, and I got to give Bethesda credit for making it right. And it's a decent little bag.
Credit for making it right. Didn't they promise something and then let it fall through the cracks?
But no, look. A lot of other companies would have just said, "F you. You're getting a nylon bag, and that's it, right?" They actually said,
enough.
"You know what? We screwed up, and we're going to give you a canvas bag." I mean, a lot of companies would never have made it right, and they screwed up, but they fixed it, and a lot of companies would never have fixed it. I got to give them credit for that. At least my opinion, anyway.
Right. Too. Well, good on you, Bethesda. But where's my fucking compartment?
It's okay.
That's
I got what I paid for.
No, it's great that they like made it right, but it's a long time, 8 months for like a
Yeah,
compartments or
although
anything. It's
it is made in
Well,
China.
look, I mean, like, and
Yeah,
think
that's the
about like.
best part.
Think about like I don't know if you guys do Kickstarter or whatever, but like whenever somebody wants to manufacture something, there's always just like lead time, right? It's they screwed up and they had to go back and correct the error, so it's almost like they're starting over. They got to find somebody to make it and source the canvas and blah 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 blah. I wasn't bothered by the lead time once they said they were going to fix it, and hopefully, I mean, again, my experience was fine. I did my little error. I did my help desk ticket at Bethesda support, and it worked. Hopefully others who did a ticket got their support as well.
Yeah, and now you got a cool canvas bag. So all right.
Yeah, well, an okay canvas bag.
I mean, I'd like it. I think it'd be cool.
And 2 bags are better than 1.
That's what she said.
Wait.
Okay, so Justin, roll before we get too far off down that rabbit hole. He's got no perception. That's his one. That's his one. And he also has the Panopictographist card. His intelligence is his 15. His strength is 7, so pretty darn low. So, and let's see what else. Survival level is 20.
Ooh, how high did we let that go? No one's got a 50, do they?
I think it's right on the edge. I think we did it 20 or less. We had talked about doing it specifically 10 to 20, and it might have ended up being 6 to 20. I don't remember.
Good deal, because you can't do it at 5 or under, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the camp zone and camp build?
So his camp zone is Cranberry Bog.
Oh.
And he got the McMansion.
Sweet.
Nice.
So he's got to find some.
I'm very jealous of that role.
He's got to find some rundown neighborhood in the bog to build his nice fancy house in.
No, well, at least in my part of the country, the typical McMansion is like you raise a farm and put like 500 McMansions on 200 acres. Yeah, I don't know. That's go find a farm, take it over, and build a McMansion.
So here it's you go to an old neighborhood, you buy a big piece of property, and then you build a giant house on it. So all the rest of the houses around you are little, 1-story, ranches, and you've got your, 3-story on a basement with a circle driveway and all that good stuff.
Yeah. We tend to do the small subdivision with the McMansions where you get one like looping road of what would have been 2 or 3 house properties, but you fit 6 on them.
Yeah. Yeah, we just call those subdivisions.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I've got Mark's character here.
Wonderful.
So Mark's 15 is in agility, followed up by his 1 in luck. It's a female named Jim.
If we're jumping to Mark's character, did he have audio feedback on that too? I think it says in the notes.
I think
Oh,
it
we
was
played
just
it.
his PS4.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
his PSA for PS4.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Okay, talk again.
He needs to save stuff.
Okay. All right.
Well, I can tell you something, Andrew. I was performing experiments again tonight. You had called me out once before when we were talking about the experience points. You know, like, and I had done those things, and I was like, I think it's 2% per point when I was using the Berry Mentats. You know, as far as intelligence and how it relates to experience. Well, I purposely lowered my intelligence tonight to just kind of check it out and all that, and you know, see how much the experience gained from killing the same creatures went down, and then I put it back up to see, and it's definitely 2% per point. You know, because there was all that talk coming into the when Fallout 76 was released that intelligence wasn't going to affect experience. So.
But it does indeed. A point is
2% per point. Yeah.
Per point. Nice. Good to know. Ray, was that enough time?
Negative.
Ray clearly hasn't written a macro for this, you know.
No.
Hey, Will, something you mentioned in group last week, an epiphany you had, that about the bloodied build being good for bartering.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's actually I think we were just talking about this a little bit before, right before with the, because, you know, when you do have the bloodied build, typically you're wearing all 5 pieces of armor, of unyielding armor, which gives you, you know, +3 to everything for each stat except for endurance. But so, you know, that's +3, you know, for each one in charisma. So it's an extra 15. And, you know, so, you know, you go barter with the vendors and stuff, you're going to get like that much better deals.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And I know it probably caps out at 20 or 25. I'm not sure, but it's a great way to make sure you hit max.
Yeah, yeah. So typically, right, so this is me being dumb because I don't have I'm not smart enough to do a bloody build, but you typically do 4 unyieldings and 1 cloaking. Is that what most people do with right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just did I would just try the 5, all 5 pieces unyielding.
Yeah.
But that would make sense because, you know, I'm only just experimenting with the bloodied build like recently, but you know, it is pretty fun. And I'm definitely, the way I'm doing it is sneaking around a lot more, you know, trying not to just be seen because you can't, you know, take too much damage.
Yeah, that's why you need a lot of damage resistance or defense there. I think there are a couple.
Go ahead. Sorry, Jeff.
I was just going to say, I think besides unyielding, like when I'm playing with it and when I looked at my build was unyielding, but also, you know, which boosts stats, but also there's an armor that ups your damage resistance the lower you are too. I don't remember what the perk is.
The bolstering, yes.
Yeah. So I'm trying to mix that up, you know, just two or three unyielding pieces is what I'm aiming for. I only have 2 right now.
And you could maybe go life saving, but you know, maybe you just don't care about dying. If you don't care about losing your junk, then maybe you don't worry about that.
That makes sense too. Yeah. Although when you die and come back, you'll lose most of your rads, right?
Oh,
some, not most of them.
No,
some,
not anymore.
No,
okay.
You lose some rads. Like if you're, because normally, you know, in bloodied, you want to be below 25% health, so that you have, if you have the Nerd Rage card equipped, that will kick into effect. But typically, when you die and come back, you're over 25% health. So another thing West Tech is great for is they have all that toxic goo in there, and you could just go collect toxic goo. And so that way you can just you just drink the toxic goo, and all it does is give you rads, and you can get right back under.
Perfect.
And if you're running bloodied and you're trying to keep all your rads up, make sure that your partner on your team doesn't have sun-kissed
Or rat
shared
sponge, yeah.
or rat
Oh,
sponge
yeah.
because I was
Yeah.
harsh in Will's rad levels tonight.
Yeah.
He
Why
was
aren't
like,
these people
"What's
dying
going
anymore?
on?"
What's going on?
And I guess and that the other thing about that was bloodied would go well with the plague walker mutation, right? Because you could just go like drink a bunch of dirty water and get radiation, but also get like diseases, and you could just keep the diseases because it would help your plague walker.
Oh, I guess that's a mutation, plague walker. What is that one?
Yeah, plague walker's a mutation that you it's a poison aura.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
yeah. So like the more diseases you have, the more damage you do to your melee.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like a decent like synergy between plague walker and bloody build. If you
Right.
you
Yeah.
just get a bunch of rads and get a bunch of diseases.
Yeah. One more thing then. I don't know. Speaking of that, another one of my I talked about this before in one of the other podcasts is when I was talking about like you can have the herbivore mutation and still like have the cannibal card equipped and you can regain your health. But I got sidetracked. I wanted to say something else is you can actually say you're an herbivore if you have spoiled meat on you, or if you have meat, it doesn't satiate your hunger, but once it spoils, it does satiate your hunger for some reason.
Huh.
And so I'm guessing it would work the same way if you have carnivore and take some spoiled fruit, it would do that. And I found that helpful for sometimes when I was doing survival and I'd lost all my aid and everything, just pick up a bunch of that stuff, let it spoil, and it's kind of worthless aid, but it works for you, to decrease your thing.
So something I've always wondered is like if you have carnivore and herbivore both, do you like starve to death? Is that what happens?
Yeah, it won't let you have both.
Oh,
right?
oh, damn! Stupid game not letting you have a paradox. God.
And
I hate this.
Christian
You
in
don't
the
have to eat
PC group.
anything ever.
Christian in the PC group runs a bloodied build, and he keeps a gamma gun handy, and shoots it at his feet whenever he needs to get his.
Oh, that's a pretty.
I guess you could do it
that's
a
interesting, yes.
Assaultron head. Doesn't that irradiate you too?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
This group is so freaking smart. I love that, man. That's great. I love it.
All right, so I've got Lee here. So Lee has a male. Name is Sawyer. So his. Oh, wait a minute. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Boy, we got a lot of one perceptions. So Lee's got a 1 in perception and a 15 in charisma.
Ooh.
And he's also going to be building a bed and breakfast. We're going to have to set up Fallout 76 Airbnb. And then I also have, who is this? Sai. So Sai has a male named Eli.
Please, let's not forget the man's title.
Beardy Sai. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Gangnam Style there for a second, but that's okay.
And so he'll be able to play the Book of Eli character because he has a perception of 1, and his card is Night Eyes. So, and then his
sucks.
his 15 is in agility.
Oh, that's a different one from anybody else so far. Lee's in chat right now, so I'm asking him if there's anything else he wants to know about his character before you close it.
Okay.
Oh, no, he says it can wait.
Okay. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves.
Are we going down the list in order? So
yeah,
we're about halfway through. Next up, just so people know if they're listening, waiting for their character, we're gonna have Eric up, and then Bernie. Bernie wants 9 rolls, so he's gonna take a little while.
9 times.
999.
Doesn't take that long.
So is that Ferris Bueller? right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One is a close contender.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Did we skip Josh and Jason?
Huh?
I didn't hear them get mentioned. I'm not sure if we skipped them or.
Well, I thought that so Josh
Jason already rolled his. Okay.
and
Yeah,
Josh was in a roll and Jason already rolled his.
Josh already did roll his.
It didn't. No, because I wasn't sure what
Yeah.
his situation was. So
Okay, we need to roll one for Josh, so go ahead and make note of that, Ray.
all the rest of
but
that just kind of
yeah, Josh, I'll take this opportunity to congratulate you. Today is your 1 year anniversary of donating that kidney, and he is with us, and everything is just great. He is actually training again, everybody,
Wow.
to run some half marathons, and his first one's here in September that he's training for. So, best of luck, Josh. 1 year anniversary of a huge, just the kindest thing anyone could ever do for anyone. Literally, give part of yourself to save someone else's life. You cannot do anything more than that. It is literally the best thing you can do. Josh, that's awesome. Congratulations and good luck on your
Very
marathon,
cool.
sir.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Thanks.
yep. So since it's a 1 year anniversary and he only has one kidney, I'm going to give him one roll.
Dealer's choice.
He has a male named Corey. His 15 is in strength and his 1 is in perception.
What kind of eyewear does he have? Because he's going to need it with a perception that low.
Yeah, he's wearing eyeglasses.
How apropos.
And his card in perception is Grenadier.
Wait, which one is that? Is that radius? Explosive radius?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna blow himself up.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've been using it in Nuclear Winter a lot because when you find a grenade, it can be a really effective stealth weapon.
Okay.
Awesome.
I love it. You see somebody trying to sneak and you just toss a grenade. They don't even see you. They don't even know you're there. Unlike the AI that always seems to back up when you throw a grenade. And next thing you know, like the inside of a building blows up and you get 2 kills. I'm using Grenader. I got a level 3 perk card for that.
So,
That's smart.
What are all those grenade cards? There's the one where you can throw it further.
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole. That's throw it further. There's one where you can see the arc.
Well, that's also
same thing. Yeah.
That's
fire in the hole.
There's one that increases the radius. Is that the way you were just talking about? That one?
I think so. And Jess, is that Grenadier?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it doubles the radius.
Is that it? There's also, of course, the the explosive damage one, demolition
expert. Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a little bit of an explosives build here, so I need to. I did a sort of a map out of my stuff, but I'm going to have to go through it again real quick. I'm kind of creating my character, and I've done the map out. How Ray sort of explained to do it in Fallout 4. I sort of mimicked that to our Fallout 76 style here, but you have to kind of count a few more things. It's a little more complicated than the Fallout 4 one I found. But
maybe last laugh, that one where you
oh yeah,
you can drop that grenade in there, or drop a live grenade when you die.
Don't use that card. I was playing around with it today, and I was trying to do the challenge where you get up to the top of Seneca Rock, and I fell off a couple of times, and it just wastes a grenade.
Yeah. I was actually, I've never ever done like an explosive build. I was kind of secretly hoping that it might be something I would get, but I'm gonna have to look at all my things and see.
Yeah, it'd be fun playing a Mad Bomber. And you have to, you learn to craft grenades, so you never run out, and it could
Yeah.
be really fun. And I know you've already played with like the orbital strikes and artillery, but you should probably use that on your character too.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Jess, I've been rebuilding, scrapping, and trying that artillery every few levels. It never came back. It still says no artillery available
Huh.
when I try to do my artillery thing.
I see a fair amount of artillery built at vendor camps.
Yep.
So I don't know if you're just unlucky, Andrew, or or what, but I see a fair amount of people with that at their camps.
I have zero explanation. I have no idea why. It's just one day it stopped working, and I could never get it to recognize that there was the one built at my camp ever again.
But better luck next character, right? Because hopefully that won't follow you.
No, I doubt it will. I'm
Good.
God, I hope not.
That would both suck and blow. Yeah.
In chat, Jerry says Andrew being unlucky. No way. That never happens to you.
I just rolled a 9 for luck there, Jerry. So that's not too bad. So
You show him.
eat shit, Jerry. All right. Ray, where are we here, bud?
Working on Eric.
Working on Eric. Oh, he said no luck. He's got lots of luck and no endurance. He said he'd quit and stomp and run home and cry in his little pillow if he got endurance. So no endurance for Eric.
Well, it's his lucky day.
Lucky
Because his
boy.
endurance is 1
Wow.
Attaboy.
and his
These
luck
rolls-
is 6.
Not too shabby. What's his 15? Better not be strict.
Agility.
Agility. There you go. What do you think there, Eric? Can you make do with that agility?
He's got a charisma of 10.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Sounds like the Artful Dodger there.
These
Consider
rolls so far
yourself.
have
At home.
Sorry, Will. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say these roles so far have been kind to the people that keep saying I don't want this and that, because they happen like 3 or 4 times now where someone said, I don't want perception, and then they're getting the 1 in perception. So
That's not an
It's just-
accident.
oh, okay.
It's host manipulation.
There we go. Oh,
Ray's got a lot of time in his hand to make sure that happens okay for everybody.
Yeah, please ignore the man behind the curtain.
I should have figured that out. Sorry.
That being said, if we got to keep talking, I wanted to mention. You guys might remember how I was talking a bit about the popularity of the game. We're talking about how much it is sold, and doing better than the public perception. And one of the charts I use to gauge that is True Achievements, which is the Xbox achievement lovers group. That helps you find your achievements and such. And I mentioned how we were top 20 up until I believe early to mid-Feb. And we dropped off for 2 months. We weren't even top 40. But after E3, we came back on the True Achievements chart so high, it was the 15th most popular game on Xbox last
Nice.
week.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can see it in game. You see, like I look over at Vault, like the Vault all the time, and I see level 1 people still exiting, and just low level people all over the map now. Whereas I didn't see
I have too.
nearly
Yeah,
any of that before. Yeah.
that presentation made a huge difference there. And I mean, it's maybe Nuclear Winter bringing some old players back to try, but I feel like a lot of new players, this was the thing, that's going to bring in a wave of them who wants to see the new content, who wants to see Wild Appalachia and everything's been added.
I hadn't thought about it, Jess, but the way you said that, it's probably the double whammy of Nuclear Winter and noobs coming in. That's why camp vendors are like really shitty ever since. That was E3 was the worst thing that happened to player vending because the player vending is much worse since that. But I've been thinking about Nuclear Winter because that would mean that a lot of like advanced players are in Nuclear Winter, so they're not in camp. But then there's also you're also in a world with more noobs who don't have stuff to sell yet. So it's actually probably both things are making the camp
Yeah,
bending
so
really
even
shitty.
if the server population is at 18 or 20, you're right, half of them are not really setting up camps or
Yeah.
have much to sell yet. And I feel like player vending made a pretty good comeback this weekend. But yeah, the first week after E3, it was
I
dead.
haven't seen it yet, but I got my fingers crossed. Maybe I'm
Yeah, I
hoping
guess
hoping
people-
Double XP brings him back.
I guess people are desperate for stuff because I haven't even had my my vending machine on all week because I keep it
Oh,
off.
really?
I keep it off when I'm at the camp myself, just because I get weird when like strangers pop up at my camp. And like I said, I've been doing all the camp building this week, but I've been getting just a lot of like sales, so like especially of the mutations and
Yep.
stuff, the serums, just not even having it on. So
It's such a social thing. Like a lot of times I'll log in and I see other people and they're all, doing vendor hopping. Hitting 6 or 7 vendors, you jump around, you see the same people, checking each other's out. You message each other, oh man, this camp is sweet. Like I just really like that. It's a very social thing. I actually think that's probably the real reason we're getting Wastelanders. People are coming back to Appalachia because they heard about the shopping.
It's a post-apocalyptic Mall of America.
Yeah. The thing that bums me out about that is I know they'll all be essential.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because I'd seen some stuff where they were talking about the instancing technology that they're going to try to use, and they were saying some of that is because if you kill a character, like that character needs to be there for other players, right? So maybe not, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
When you get
I'll report back.
Yeah.
When you get private servers, that might be able to be a thing.
Yeah, which I just read something on that too the other day. They had a Game Zone article with a couple of people. Jeff Gardner was one, and they were talking about the post E3 conference. And they said, so what you just showed us a bunch of interesting stuff for the future. What next? And they said they have a roadmap going into next year. But one of the things that they're like really working on and that they're committed to is the private servers and modded servers. But they just haven't been able to commit to a date to it yet.
All right, so I've got Bernie up here.
Bernie.
So Bernie's a male. Name is Struthers.
Hell yes.
Intelligence 1, charisma 15.
Oh, that's so perfect. You got to role play the Struther, one of the long lost Struthers brothers, descendant or something. That's amazing. Ah!
Sounds so sophisticated. Struthers.
She married a meathead. It's okay.
That am I remembering that right? That comedy duo was the
Smothers.
Yeah.
Sally Struthers was on All in the Family.
Sally. Fuck me. Sorry, made a stupid joke. All right, what else has he got there? What's his
All
man?
right, so I got for Bernie we have so his camp is a monument in the Savage Divide. His outfit is the golf skirt.
I'm interested to see these monuments. That'll be cool.
And if he chooses to do melee, his weapon will be a shovel.
Woof.
Can you mod those? Can you sharpen it or anything?
I don't think so.
Couldn't tell you. Not one I've played with yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I just tried to kill like a low-level Scorched with one the other day, and it took way more wax than I was expecting.
Oh yeah, that's what I had to level up with a protest sign.
Oh, good lord!
So I ended up shooting him a couple of times and then whack him.
I was rolling random characters a bunch the other day just to test the character generator to see if I could find any just problems or misspellings or anything. and it's just fucking crazy. All the weird shit that it comes up with. I love this character generator, Steve. Really good job.
Excellent.
Did I interrupt you, Ray? Were you in the middle of?
No, we were about to jump into Sergio.
That's what.
So Sergio has a female named Layla. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little prickly.
Uh-oh.
Charisma of 1. But she's tough and lucky. So endurance of 15 and a luck of 10. So her camp zone is the mire, and she's going to live on a plantation.
Oh, nice. A plantation in the mire is perfect. Just kind of spread out among the trees.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
And what's his camp resource? I haven't asked about that one. Concrete. Okay. I hope there is some concrete in the mire.
That's something I didn't even think about. Is it's probably possible that we assigned you a location to put your camp on a resource that doesn't exist in the area.
Yeah, but you
Figure it out, people.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
You can do it on the way too, because I mean, people are getting higher level camp areas. They're not going to be there at first, so they can,
Put your camp wherever you want and make your resource at a workshop. Just every time you log in, get the same workshop every time.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. How do you spell Layla, by the way? Is it Laila or Layla?
Leyla.
No, it's Layla.
Layla. Okay.
Leialyaa.
Okay, princess.
That's Layla.
Kiss your brother.
Take my hand, won't you?
All right. So Bob didn't say how many rolls he wants, but he's no.
It sounds like a
sneaky
1 to
melee.
me, Ray.
Well, let's see what comes up for old Bob.
Hey, shout out to Bob. We've played together a bunch. We haven't played in a few weeks together, but it's really fun. It's Angel, Angel from the meetup there. That Angel and Bob are brother and sister. So shout out to Bob. It's always fun playing with Bob.
Well, one roll gave Bob what he wanted.
Nice.
Oh, perfect.
Strength of 1.
No sneaky melee, he says. No sneaky melee.
Yeah. Charisma 15. Intelligence is 12. Agility is 8. So not getting a lot of sneak in there. And let's see. His ranged weapon is a pump action shotgun, which will get very few perks because he's got no strength.
Yeah, and he said no shotgun because that's what he did last time, so he'll have to pick something else.
Yeah, he can fresh roll a couple times and pick out something that works for whatever will be fun for him.
Or we can tell him what we want him to do, right, Andrew? He'll listen.
You always boss people around. We can do that.
So his camp zone is in the forest. His resource is copper, and he's going to be building a McMansion.
Nice.
The Copper Arches, the McMansion. Perfect. All right, Bob. Good on you. Let's see. The creator of the generator himself, I think, still needs a roll. We've got our friend from down Aussie way. Aussie, oi. Exactly. Thank you, Pat. And our friend up Michigan way. From the Mitten, Eddie. Got Lacey and Phil coming up, too.
Oh, by the way, I got to clear that up. I was thinking we were still talking Sergio's character, not Bob's. I wouldn't boss Bob around, just Sergio.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
See, it makes more sense when you know what I was thinking.
Yeah, right.
But I'm still not scared to boss people around. You know that.
That's why you're the boss man. Boss man.
All right. So Steve wants no luck and no strength.
Steve. I rolled my character with a high charisma. I got the charisma 15, which I was kind of hoping for. That's maybe why I kind of settled and decided to sit on this character, because I wanted to try a 15 charisma, because initially in the game when we first started playing, I was thinking, well, charisma is going to be the most useless one because there's no NPCs to interact with. But then I through playing with this character, I've my last season's character, I found that there's actually a ton of cards that I love in the charisma category. So I was excited to land on a character with 15 charisma. Endurance of 1 is also fine by me. Pat loves all the cards in the endurance column. I think most of them are useless. I don't really like them. So I'm really excited to do a 15 charisma, because that means I can get some of those awesome weird level 5 cards and share those.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How often can you fucking get those level 5 cards shared? That's going to be really fun. I'm excited about that. But I'm doing explosives specifically because there were 3 things I think that ticked off. I need to do an explosives character. One of them was the weapon, which was an auto grenade launcher. And the effect on that I'm supposed to search for, and this is going to be impossible. I'm not going to find this, I doubt, is a 2-shot auto grenade launcher. I'm going to need to find that. I looked it up. The auto grenade launcher only starts at level 40 anyway, so I'll have to do the normal grenade launcher until I get there. But then from some of the things I've been reading online, it sounds like different cards affect the auto one differently than the normal grenade launcher. So I might have to respec after level 50 to make the auto grenade launcher.
Yeah, because I would assume the regular grenade launcher is not heavy, not considered heavy, but the auto probably is, right? Is that what you saw, Andrew? Or
I couldn't actually tell their arguments, but there are people on Reddit who are going back and forth talking about that exact issue. Yes.
So, actually, I have a 2-shot auto grenade launcher, but for the damage on that, it doesn't show it as any different as some of my other auto grenade launchers. Does it just actually, is it like one of the only weapons maybe that shoots like 2 grenades and it doubles up? It's something I've been wondering.
Isn't it just a plus 20%?
It's supposed to be 25%, right? 25. Yeah, that's what every other 2-shot is. But the reason I was asking is mine shows the exact same damage. It doesn't even boost it to 25%.
Does it have the same fire rate also?
I don't remember.
I wonder if that might for that weapon, maybe, I don't know, maybe it increases the fire. That's probably too loud. That's
interesting. All right, so I had that, and I was also assigned Demolition Expert. I thought, ooh, that goes well with that weapon. But also Barbarian, because I just thought that was interesting, because I kind of looked up all the natural resistance cards, the ones that give you more damage resistance without power armor. And there's actually some pretty interesting ones out there. The Barbarian is really nice. There's also Ironclad, which is in the endurance category. It gives you more.
No, Andrew, you don't like endurance. You can't use that card.
I'm going to get level 1.
No. You said. I got you on record. You don't like endurance. You can't use that one.
Evasive in the agility column is also one that the more agility you have, the more damage and energy resistance you have. Also, junk shield and the luck. The more junk you carry, the more damage and energy resistance you get. So it's actually pretty interesting. The junk shield, I clicked into that article and read that. That's a really interesting card, because it's literally based on the number of items that you're carrying junk-wise, maxed out at 46. If you're carrying 46 items of junk, then you have the 10, the top level of damage.
So 46 pieces of steel scrap count for that?
I would assume.
So you could have 46 lighter things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you just carry around to have your damage resistance maxed out.
I didn't realize it was that easy. That is wow. That's pretty
I
trivial.
think there's 3 levels of it, so you'd have to get 3 levels of it and then have 46 items to have it maxed out. But there was one other thing. What was there's 3 items that I thought worked well together. Barbarian, demolition, the weapon. I think that was it. Philanthropist. I never used that one before. I think that's when I eat and drink, my whole party has their hunger and thirst also satisfied.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That could be useful. It's not like one of those active battle ones, but it's one of those nice passive ones for everyone. Expert Gorilla. I'm actually might re-roll that because that's an Oh wait, is that an automatic weapons?
Yeah, Gorilla's automatic.
So would that affect my?
I don't think it affects auto heavy. I don't think it affects auto heavy weapons.
Okay, so maybe
I don't think, because heavy weapons usually are like in a different tree altogether.
I might re-roll that one. But I also got Master Rifleman for perception, which doesn't really fit.
Yeah, Rifleman and Gorilla together. That's really shitty.
Yeah, so one of those is going to have to give. Maybe I'll re-roll both.
Yeah.
But that's my basic character. Oh,
Yeah. So with that, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say one of my other weapons that I was really interested in was the bear trap, and when I pictured it, I was like, "Holy fuck! I'm going to have a bear trap on just walk up to someone to throw a bear trap in their face." But Sarah was like, "No, it probably functions more like a mine, Andrew." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're probably right." But can you imagine if you just walked up and smashed a bear trap into a monster's face? Oh, that's so sweet.
Wait. What's the one? Oh, geez. There's a. Oh, this is flashing back. Is it Fallout? Is there a bear trap melee weapon in Fallout 3, maybe, or something?
Oh, I'm interested.
I'm. Oh, geez. This will drive me nuts. There's like a. Maybe it's a. There's like a.
I can picture it.
What am I thinking about, Jess? Do you remember? It's like something like you put on your hand.
Yeah.
And you hit with it. Oh, it's the stupid things in Dead Money, right? Those the things that the ghost people use.
That makes sense. Yes, it is. Yep, you got
Isn't it? I forget what it's called, but it's like the ones of those that melee you. I think they're wearing they're holding like a trap or something as a melee. It's like a death tambo, is what it boils down to. I'll have to look that up later, but it's been too long.
I'd play that.
So have we kept Steve waiting long enough?
Steve.
All right, so Steve has a male character named Dominix. Not spelled with an X.
Steve, where did you source these names, man?
Don't blame us. Blame Codsworth.
And actually, I threw an incidental in there. It's just Domix.
Domix?
Domics.
Domix, weird. Is this the list from Fallout 4 that Codsworth will speak out loud?
Yes. Yeah, that's where it came from. And I mean, I think the list is multilingual, so that might be why there's a larger variety of names in there.
Nice. That's a really cool name. I like that. Domix or Domix, however you would say that. Cool.
So he's got a luck of 1 and an agility of 15.
Oh, Domix.
So, and he's a farmer in the mire.
Perfect.
Good place to grow vines.
Yeah, good place to farm.
What's he going to be wearing while farming?
A purple and white ski outfit. With a gas mask.
Are those rare? The purple ski outfits?
I don't know.
I feel like I haven't
too
seen
many.
them.
I've seen the blue and the orange and the white and all that. I don't know about the purple ones.
I picked up a purple. I want to say I think that one's kind of rare. It's not worth a lot of money in the game, but I think it's one that you see at player vendors for a little bit more than some of the other ones.
One question I did have about a category that we've added is Under Armour. Is everything in the Under Armour here improvable and line? You can make the
Yes.
lines and stuff. So I think mine was fucking flannel shirt and jeans as an Under
Yes.
Armour.
That's
That is a
casual, right?
casual.
Yeah.
That can be made in like rubber lined or whatever.
Sure can. Yep, you can get it. I mean, well, you've worn Halloween pants before, right? Nice flannel line jeans.
You're right. Like, my lead line jeans. I forgot about my lead line jeans.
Or if you have a little incontinence problem, they could be rubber lined.
I
Any of the above.
forgot my diaper and lead line jeans. Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's the three-star legendary Under Armour.
Jen, are you going to let them talk to me like this?
Pardon me?
Are you going to let them talk to me like this?
It's so late. I don't know if I can rough them up.
Beat 'em up.
Okay, so then we also have who's after Steve? Clint.
Yeah, Clint.
Clint has a male named Colton.
Good name.
Yep. Colton is very smart, but not very lucky. So he's got an intelligence of 15 and a luck of 1. And looks like this is heading in a melee direction, or an unarmed direction, because his strength card is Iron Fist, and his melee weapon is a Death Claw Gauntlet.
Mm.
So, and he'll be running another B&B in the mire. So let's see. So we still have still have a few to go.
Yeah, I've added 3 from chat as we've gone. We added Phil, Frater, and Jerry for roll.
No wonder it feels like I'm not getting anywhere close to the end.
As Shalene always says on her show, doing the show on the show. That's a suboptimal way to podcast, but
In this case, we invite it.
Yeah, that's right. It's right. It is totally our own fault. Yeah, absolutely.
So things to talk about while we wait. How about that power armor poll we did in the group last week?
Yes.
We always talk about who likes power armor, who doesn't. Andrew and I are both on record as not being fans. So we posted a poll. I believe Jerry posted it originally, asking, when wandering the wasteland, do you prefer power armor? Do you not prefer power armor? And we got 26 no's and 13 yeses. So more people are in favor of no power armor, although a lot of people who said no did say they pull it out for specific situations, for sure.
Yeah.
Me while I whip this out.
Yes.
That's easily 2/3 no power armor, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just so strange to me. 2/3 of the people, at least in our group in the poll, that the iconic item that is used on all the cover art for all of the Fallout games is the power armor helmet. I guess New Vegas it wasn't power armor, it was like the Ranger helmet or something.
Yeah.
Yep, the MCR Ranger armor.
You know what I mean? But that is the iconic Fallout symbol is the power armor. I'm looking right here. You can hear it. My little change bank here. Fucking power armor helmet.
I mean, we also can't knock it. We've got the power armor helmet on our logo a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, because that is how you do fall. It's either the guy with the thumb or the power armor.
First things you think of, yeah.
Yeah, it's so iconic. I mean, what else would you use? You could use caps. I don't know what else is so iconic. Some of the buildings.
I have a lapel pin of a mini nuke. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the super sledge. I mean, think about the stuff that comes in the loot crate, right? The mini nuke. That's a great example, Andrew. That's very iconic because there's not only in the little one in the loot crate, but also there was the mini nuke edition of the all the games that came in the mini nuke package and stuff like that. That's definitely pretty iconic. But I think it's interesting about power armor because, like in 3, it's very much a late game thing. You don't get power armor training till quite late in the game, and in New Vegas, it's. I mean, actually, you could play New Vegas and never get power armor training, right? Because you get it from arcade and
the Enclave Remnants. Yeah.
Yeah, so you might never get. You could play New Vegas and not even get power armor. So yeah, but I think it's.
And that's why in Fallout 4, like the first thing you do, they throw power armor and a minigun at you. Okay? They wanted to get that out of the way immediately. Like, this is our item.
I think that was it was that plus also like the Deathclaw is also very much an in-game big bad in 3 and New Vegas as well. So I think that was both aspects, both the power armor and the minigun, but also the Deathclaw. It's like, oh shit, that's like the first big thing I have is a fucking Deathclaw. That to me, it was more the Deathclaw than it was the power armor. It's like, oh shit, I'm level 3 and there's a Deathclaw I got to kill.
Yeah, and I suppose like the vault suit and the gear are just as iconic. There are a few other things, but that helmet, it's also end goals. When they put it on the cover, it kind of people strive for it.
Yeah. I mean, there's other. I mean, like stim packs and Psycho. I mean, all that. There's a Jet. I mean, all like even the Kims. Like I look at somebody's asthma inhaler. Like, oh, they're taking Jet.
Yeah, if they put that on the cover, then they couldn't sell it in Australia, probably.
Yeah. Actually, that's a great point though, Jess. I mean, it is kind of the power armor is kind of more neutral than a gun or a Kim.
Mm-hmm.
And like Germany is, Germany's got certain imagery. Japan's got violence. So from an international perspective, power armor and vault suits are more neutral than weapons or chems or violence or blood. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, very much.
Ready to be vamp enough?
Are we ready for Eddie?
We are ready for Eddie. So Eddie's got a female named Josiah. Strength of 1, intelligence of 15. So this is a different camp build. It's a tower.
Sweet. Love towers. Hopefully Eddie does too, or we'll learn to.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't. Well, I guess he could. So his resource is coal in the forest. So there's that place just south of Morgantown, but that's a mine. I don't know if there's a resource there or not.
Yeah, I mean, he could check the resource map because the forest is such a large area. It's probably there.
Yeah.
But maybe he won't do that resource.
Coal's kind of a rare one, yeah.
Oh, Eddie's in chat. He says, "I'll learn to."
That's the spirit, Eddie. Love it.
That's right. Okay, and then we have Lacey. So Lacey wants 6 with what's that? No luck, no perception.
At least not as high stats. Yeah, and this is going to be Lacey's first Roundtable character.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Lacey, welcome.
Yeah, we have a couple first, but definitely she was. I'm really excited that she's joining us this time.
Excellent.
Well, so do any of you have stem pack diffusers yet?
Not I. Eric said he bought some.
Oh, Eric. I thought it was you who said you bought some. So there was. I remember, Pat, you were asking about them. What were they for? And
you need them for the one of the badges.
Tadpole. That's the one, or the medic tadpole.
Medic.
Badge.
Yeah, it's a medic badge, I think, right?
Yes. And you use them and like it's like an aerosol and it heals your whole team. I think is that right? is.
I think that's right. Yeah, or an area effect. I mean, I've never
It's an
I've never
area effect,
never
right?
had one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's what it is, right? It's an area effect, so like you so that you potentially could heal your team. I think. Yeah. So that's our one of our goals for our little community day this Sunday is to get everyone a stim pack diffuser.
Hmm.
And so yeah,
Are
you
they?
do. Go ahead.
Are they like? They're not single use.
They're like grenades, aren't they?
Yeah, right, kind of like that. That's what I think. I mean, I haven't used one, so I'm not sure, but that's
I
what
think they
idea
are
is.
single
You
use.
kind of throw them. Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
collect them and do it.
So
It's
you
Right. So
really need
we're hoping to get everyone to plan.
yeah, the plan's what you really need. Yeah.
It's a fucking health grenade.
Yeah. A healing a healing grenade. Yeah, we're gonna try to. Will, did you talk about how you get them?
No, not yet, but
Oh.
I can.
You,
Like, go ahead.
do
Sorry.
you guys?
No, go.
Do you guys know who Rip Taylor is?
Yeah.
Oh, the stim pack diffuser makes me want to create like a Rip Taylor like glitter bomb type character.
Or
So funny. Will, I interrupted? I apologize. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, that's all right. No, it's fun. But yeah, supposedly you get the stim pack diffuser plan if you complete the Project Paradise event, but save all three animals. Like you can't just do the one. If you get all three of them, you know, like that, it's one of the drops for completing that event. So you know, like we're gonna have the big community day. We're gonna try to get everyone in there to like go through and do that. And they had that little, you know, that little tip you could do where you switch the control of that computer that's in there. It's Eric 4 is its name, but I don't know if you've seen that little friendly robot flying around through their Quarkus. It talks to everyone like animals. Uh, if you do the proper order, you can switch control of the computer from Eric 4 to Quirkus, and he changes it. That changes it so that the animals will defend themselves, and he also heals them in between waves of the animals that attack. You know, to like help everyone with that. So we're hoping, you know, like by doing all that stuff, we can finish and get our stim pack diffusers finally, so I can finally move on from my tadpole badges, because I've been waiting before I do my possum badges until I get that last tadpole badge.
Oh, that's
It's just-
hardcore.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
because that's all I've needed for a few weeks is stim pack diffusers. So
Oh man.
personal goal, and you know, like I figure everyone could use that, right? So.
Yeah, I want to clear that one too.
Well, so welcome to the Roundtable, Lacey. It was meant to be because you picked 6 roles, and role number 6 gave you a female named Henry.
Oh, Henry.
Which is classic, classic Roundtable. She didn't want perception or luck, and so she's got a perception of 1 and a luck of 6. So charisma at 15 and strength at 12 are the high perks for her.
Oh wow. Nice high charisma.
Share tenderizer 5. No, wait, no. Tenderizer is tenderizer. Yeah, tenderizer is charisma. Tenderizer 5 share.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Oh, does that go up to 5?
I think so. I think it does.
Yeah, tenderizer goes high.
I think tenderizer and adrenaline both good.
Suppressor goes to 3. Tenderizer goes.
I think tenderizer goes to 3 also.
Or maybe it's adrenaline that goes to 5.
Yeah, adrenaline definitely goes to 5.
Yeah, adrenaline is 5. You're right.
I just have one of those, just under the theory that 5 for 1 is better than 9 or 10 for 5 or whatever the math is.
Yeah. I think I figured out, because I've had adrenaline a 5 on my last season character. I think it's just best to have level 1 of both that and suppressor, because they're both great cards, but adding each of them, they don't increase the increment of damage enough per. So each of them are great cards, but I don't think it's worth the investment of getting full levels of either of those, adrenaline or suppressor.
definitely not
tenderizer.
adrenaline to me because it's only it started like 6%, I think, and then each
Yeah.
uh,
1
Yeah.
after that is only
Yeah.
one more.
It's that way for like tenderizer, suppressor, and adrenaline. All of those cards, I love all of them, and they all three work well together. But I think it's only worth taking the first level of those, like some people do with the just the first level of all the like one-handed or two heavy
Slugger
weapons,
and stuff like that.
slugger. That yeah, exactly, gladiator or slugger or whatever. All right, was Lacey our last one there?
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
No, we had. You're right, Phil and Pat. You said you had a special announcement maybe before Phil goes.
No. So is Phil up next?
Yeah.
Phil's up next.
Well, so Andrew, at the top of the show, you said if somebody had something that was like just really special and spoke to their heart, and it was just something they couldn't possibly play the game without, we could make an exception and really bend over and make it easy, make it available to them, even though it wasn't really part of their role. And Phil, he wrote a beautiful essay, and it was super important to him that his character be named Ass Face. So we're gonna make an exception only for Phil. Phil is the only one who gets any special treatment on this. We're
No,
gonna allow his
there's a
character to be Ass Face.
That's not how you pronounce it, though.
Asfase?
Ashfasht.
Well, wait, there was a whole event for that, like Ashfashnot, right? Where the Ashfashnot man, and you got sausages as a reward.
Yeah, and I highly recommend being careful how you bend over for Phil.
Yeah, I think Phil requested 5 rolls,
Yeah,
which I
so
think is well within the norm. So we can accommodate that in Ashfase man.
So endurance of 1 and perception of 15.
That's pretty good for an ass face.
Yes, it is. And kind of a middling charisma at 8.
Again, good for an ass face.
Mm-hmm. So, and an intelligence of 7.
And what is that space going to be wearing?
Dirty army fatigues.
Oh yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, this hour of the night, that's just really funny.
and a soiled Mr. Fuzzy mascot head.
Dirty and soiled, really? That
Once
just happened?
Yep.
That's gonna take forever to get. I've been grinding those tokens forever. I have like what,
Actually,
20 now, maybe.
I think I've decided that should be a community event, and if you can, I doubt you can because they don't like to let you share stuff like that. But you should each one of us, the Xbox and the PS4 and the PC groups, everyone should pool those fuzzy tokens together just so we can get those helmets and then like pass it around if you can. You know what I mean?
That they would let you share. You can't share Atom Shop stuff, but if you get a rare item in game, you could share that. I mean, you could, like, if you get a rare plant or a rare item, you could pass that around.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure you can share the tokens. Pretty sure you can. There's somebody on Twitter who's named themselves Mr. Fuzzy. They finally got the costume, and they've been taking pictures of themselves in front of places. Yeah, the costume is horrifying, and I love it. It's so scary. Yeah.
I bought a mole man or mole rat costume or whatever at a vendor, and it's pretty scary to wear around.
It's pretty cute though. I really like it because he's smiling.
Yeah, he is smiling, but if you look at him, from behind, he's got a little tail sticking out of his ass. And it's really creepy.
It's a maniacal smile. It's a mole costume. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Okay.
Dwight and I ran around for a day in our mole well, more than a day, probably closer to 3 in our mole costumes, like twins, doing fun things.
I haven't even heard of this yet.
Yeah, you get it. Oh my gosh.
I was wearing it when we did our group animal picture at
the mascot photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget where you get it. You pick it up at oh my gosh, what is that camp in the mire that has all the bears?
Dolly Sods.
Dolly
The
Sods.
Jolly
Yeah.
Sods, yeah, and it's inside the big cabin.
Oh, I didn't realize it was there. I thought it was something you got with tokens. I bought mine at a
No.
vendor.
It's a fun thing to wear. Yeah.
So Phil has a question in chat. Wants to know if he will be playing a male or female ass space.
Who would know?
It's important to him.
Inside that head, it's hard to tell, right? So that is female.
Well, there you go, Phil. Also, is this going to be a new family member with the last 3 characters or somebody new? And will the ass have antlers? Pardon me.
Make it hard to sit down, but all right. So we've got Freighter here. So Freighter has a male character, name of Thorn, with a strength of 1 and an agility of 15, and luck is 11. Not a very bright soul either. Intelligence of 5.
That's interesting. Like crit, crit, bats crit type build with melee and luck. With agility and luck. That could be pretty darn interesting.
Yeah, it's got an 8 in perception, so it could do a little bit of rifle.
Yeah.
His ranged weapon is a Gauss rifle.
Good work.
So, yeah.
And what's Freighter going to be wearing when he shoots his Gauss rifle?
The Nuka World jacket and jeans.
Oh, I love that. It's one of my favorite.
Oh, that's
outfits.
a cool one for him. Yeah.
Love that outfit. Yeah, nice.
And the Foshnock giant mask.
Could be a little tricky to acquire for a new character. You got to go find one somewhere.
If he was playing on Xbox, I'd give him one, but of course he's going to play on PC. He actually says, nope. I asked if he needed any more info. He said, nope. That's enough for me to get started tonight.
All right, so what do we have left? We have Jerry. Try no rifle or high perception. No problem.
Oh, Jerry's signing up. Are you kidding me?
He wants a character.
I twisted his arm hard enough. He's. I hope he can submit some feedback, Jerry. It's gonna be great.
And this is another one that's meant to be. So Jerry is playing a male character called Al. Al has perception 1, luck of 15, and a strength of 5. So
nice mix. So probably not a melee character.
Not a rifle character.
Jeez. What's he gonna do?
Pistols.
Good call.
Of course, he's only got a 7 in agility, so and one of those is for sneak.
But if he's got the high luck, he can have the mysterious stranger coming to help him out. So he'll be gunslinger buddies.
Yep.
All right. Who did you get? We got Phil. You got Freighter. Was there anybody else on the list there, guys?
I think that's all, folks.
What? We got through everybody?
All right. Jen, I know you said you're going to be busy off and on this upcoming season. But what are you going to do when you go create this character? What do you do when you enter in the character creation mode? You are a one of art talent and you have great skill. What do you do as from an artist perspective when you go into character creation mode? How does that work for you?
I usually I don't know. If it's a roundtable character, I will hit the any face button and then think about my character and think about what they would look like or what they would be like. So I'm thinking about Thierry right now, and I don't know if I'm gonna go like sad sack Thierry, or maybe he's got a tattoo tear, because I'm looking at these endurance cards, and it looks like Chem Fiend and Ghoulish and Cannibal are all
Oh.
in that section. So he could go really, really tough and really, really kind of aggressive in that way. So I think about what they're gonna, what their roles are gonna be like, or what their personality would be like, and I don't know, try to channel it through the character creator. There's so many options. It's really, really hard not to really, really mess with them. But I've learned that like the bridges of noses, if you push them in too far, when you back up, the face kind of looks punched. They look a little cross-eyed. So you got to make sure not to pull your nose in too far, or like you can do really terrible things to like eyebrows, making them kind of like Neanderthalic with eyebrows. So the sliders and the controls are so flexible. It makes the possibilities for character creation really exciting, but it can also make it really like you do something and then you don't realize until you get out of it that that their cheekbones are so high up that they're actually clipping at their eyes.
Mhm.
That's happened to me before. So it's great. It's not perfect. So a lot of these I try to find them rather than making them. Find one and then adjust it to the way I think it should be.
I generally blow up my people's features really. I just like them cartoony looking for some reason.
Mm.
And I found that in doing that, the cheekbones I've made really big and long. Sometimes those stick out behind masks that are like, shallower masks. There's a full cover face mask, but there's like bandanas and stuff like that. Sometimes my cheekbones would poke through, which looks dumb.
Yeah, it's like they don't anticipate you to have such high cheekbones or something. Yeah. I try not to use one of the random ones without altering it. I used one for Norman that just kind of happened, hair color and everything, and she ran into herself several times. It was really creepy.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I was trying to lure this one character in so I could take a picture. So I gave her the thumbs up, but I did it really close so it looked like she was patting her on the back. I took a picture. Yeah, it was good. But yeah, I try to mess with them a little bit at least.
That's nice.
Jess, how deeply do you go into character creator?
Oh, pretty deep. I usually spend half an hour, however long it takes, I think I told a story about how one day of the beta, I jumped in when it started and I finished the character just as the countdown was happening and I ran out of the vault. Just got it saved. It was like the 20 seconds when I hit the vault door, but I made it. But yeah, I love character creator. Like I said, I pattern them after a celebrity or what have you, and check from all angles. But like you said, there are things that you can't anticipate. Sometimes the different lighting makes them look different, when you're out in the wild versus in the vault.
Yes.
And sometimes it is clipping. I get clipping sometimes with hair, if your forehead's a little bit too high and the hair is going to clip through, say, your beret or whatever. But I do love it. It just like camp building, it's a different way to play the games. That's a part of the game that's really creative that, they might add as an afterthought in some ways. Like it's not necessarily the biggest part, and then some of us just really get into it.
Yeah, I think that's what keeps me going back to 4 and 76 now.
Mm-hmm.
Is the ability to customize and build. I just want to build, and I run out of camp space or build space at my camp, so I go to workshops and do all kinds of building there too.
Do your art installations?
Yeah, I do my art installations. I bought the little what is it, an ionic plinth, not a Corinthian. Yeah, a little plinth to put stuff on. So I've been doing little tiny installations with these like little gallery shows
Yeah.
inside the spaces and taking pictures of them and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But I'm in terms of character creation, I'm really excited about being able to go back and modify if you mess something up. I tried to build a character in ESO and I had that nose bridge problem, and I don't know if I can go back because I don't know it well enough. But does anyone know? I know this is not the ESO show, but if you can go back and modify a character's
I can't imagine they wouldn't let you. You know what I mean? Even if it's a face sculpture kind of thing, but I don't know.
know. Sherry is complaining that like she lost.
She
a
forgot
character.
hair, right?
You forgot
And then like she lost. So I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe you can't go back. We've got to
It
go
would be
back.
surprising. It would be surprising, especially in a game they expect you to put, you know, hundreds of hours in, like an MMO.
Yeah, it's upsetting. I built myself, and I have that nose bridge problem. I kind of pushed the nose bridge down a little bit because I don't have a huge nose, and it made me look like I got punched. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
Just from far away, but everybody's gonna see me from far away, so I figure I should fix it.
Yeah, Jen touched on something there for a second, and Jess, like that was a great tip of yours actually that I've been using this week. I mentioned I was doing a lot of camp building, but the whole thing where you just kind of can experiment at the workshops is awesome that way, because you're not using your camp resources. You can use the workshop resources. So I've been doing that a lot, just going there and practicing. Can I build this and this? With some of the advanced like little tips and tricks that I try out and stuff. And
only downside there is you are vulnerable to griefers.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Oh, I've had that happen before where I'm finishing something, and especially with some of the people coming back who might not be quite as laid back as some of us who have been playing all spring. And I'm getting attacked at workshops a little more lately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please let me blueprint this, please.
Yeah. I've had people come kill me at workshops, and then that was it. They just left. They didn't even take the workshop or anything. They just wanted to come kill me.
I've had them damage the whole structure, so you got to go back and repair all.
I think
of
it's a little better now that you only lose 50 caps, so like they're not really getting much cap reward for it. But yeah, it's still irritating.
But,
that was my sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, speaking of building and workshops for other things, it's a great way to build your nuclear winter structures. Build yourself a ramp. Like I have a couple of blueprints I call like NW Get Up, which is just a platform with 3 stairways and a platform at the end, and so you can get up, jump into trees, or get up height and look around you and then jump off. And I've got like a kill house that I built, which has it's kind of like the gauntlet from Nuka World. It's kind of the inspiration. So it's 3 floors, but I have grates as the floors in certain areas, so you can shoot through if someone comes in from the top level and shoot down on them. Stuff like that.
Nice. I started building in workshops as a way to make them less desirable to take because it costs more when you tie up all the resources. It was my own little passive resistance. So I started building all the lions I could build, and then all of the vault boys. And I started doing little vault boy sculpture, like creepy things with them, putting them all in circles, building an army of them. It made it, people would come by and give me a thumbs up. I don't know if they came to kill me or not, but if I can make them laugh and run away, then it's better than having them take the workshop from me, because I need the lead. I need it.
And most people don't take workshops, I've seen a little more of it the last 2 weeks again, but most of the time they live and let live.
Sometimes. Sometimes they ruin my day, and I have to text Will. Oh,
yeah. No, there was a period. There was a period where I just gave up on workshops. Like when I think it was when Survival first came out.
Oh yeah.
And it was kind of broken. Like all the people went, and it's like this, like it wasn't what they wanted at all, and so they were purposely just going like, the only thing I can do is I can just go to like workshops and for my PvP fit.
And probably the more popular workshops near the center of the map, they'll do more too.
Yeah.
Like if you're down, in Beckley or at the old waste dump or whatever, they probably won't hit that as easily.
As easily as the ammunition factory.
Ugh.
Well, who would want that anyway?
So
I love
hard.
the ammo factory. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of lead
I
there.
and just as a pure practical matter, I find I can spam out ammo so fast with super duper. I can't imagine grinding it out of the ammo factory
Right,
when
yeah.
it's so easy to spam out.
Mhm.
Yeah. And by the way, my single favorite, well, maybe second, I think that was another one of your tips, Jess, was the monorail elevator up there for those weights. You know,
A lot
that
of
one's
weight.
not used a lot. But my single favorite place, maybe after that, is all three of the silos
They all
because
have their
those
weight room.
they are always there. No one ever takes those. And, you know, and so especially now that we have backpacks, I can just put my backpack on and then maybe equip my strong back card, and I can still fast travel out. Used to, I was like, you know, walking over encumbered until I could get to a train station or something. But you know, the backpacks have remedied that problem. Oh, and a pack rat, of course, because that reduces those weights by 75%.
For sure. That's where people who have portable camps really have a leg up on us.
Yes.
Have camp, don't need to travel. It's nice. So hey, while we have Jen and Will on the show, we talked about E3 a little bit last week, but I didn't want to go into it too much with Laura and talking about 76. But did you guys have any feedback or anything you saw at E3 you wanted to talk about? Anything that excited you there, or
Well, I mean, you know, the whole NPC thing, you can't get past that. Like that's the big thing, right? You know, coming down the road with the Wastelanders DLC, it all looks pretty amazing with the dialogue trees. You know, like I guess Fallout 3 style, they're saying, which you know, and I've read, you know, like you can see a couple that the you know perception or intelligence or whatever will factor into it, but I've even read the interviews that they say it will play heavily into the trees and you know and so I'm excited, you know, because on one of the podcasts before I mentioned that I wanted consequences and they're giving us consequences.
I wonder how that's going to work, though. They talked about instancing, and I'm excited about consequences as well, and also the NPC. I made a noise so loud. My Mr. Jen, my husband, came running up from downstairs. He said, "What's the matter?" And I was like, "Come see this. I'm not going to rewind it. You have to watch it later, but come see this." So yeah, it's pretty exciting because I mean that's what Fallout is, you know.
it really is, and having the actual like charisma check right in the speech, you know, the speech check and the dialogue, that was exciting too because it said, yeah, we're bringing it all back. I'm also excited because there were a number of things on the roadmap they didn't mention, you know, because they should be opening up the vaults and having some
The
vault
vault
missions soon.
raids, yes.
Yeah. The
We'll
vault
see that.
raids. And then I thought it was interesting what you were saying. Well, I was hoping they would say something about it, but they didn't then, but did in an interview later about the private servers. I wonder if they're opening that up with the anticipation of mods. I know PS4 we're poor and we're mod poor, but
Yeah.
But
you know,
it might be different in 76. We might be all on equal playing ground then.
That's
because
true. If they're hosting the servers
Yeah.
elsewhere, it's possible. That would be really neat. Yeah, I was curious. We thought about that. Also, Jen, you mentioned creating an ESO character. Were you inspired by some of the elsewhere videos and stuff, or just thinking about checking it out?
I feel like they're targeting me with all this cat content.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't buy elsewhere. It was the spring sale that got me. So it was like $13 Canadian for the base game, and I kind of wanted to try it, and I figured I would pick it up just to see.
Awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of people jumping into it, like I mentioned in the Xbox group recently, and I didn't know if you wanted to check out the kitties, so that makes sense.
I always want to check out the kitties, but first I want to see if I'm actually going to play the game, because you know, for me, I've said it a million times on the show. For me, a lot of what video gaming is kind of an exercise in solitude. It's this kind of quiet experience where you're the lone wanderer doing stuff. 76, I am meeting all kinds of people that I can totally nerd out with, and you know, and talk about stats and stuff like that. And it's unusual and really, really exciting. But sometimes I just want to, you know, pick mute fruit and
work on your camp or whatever.
You know, yeah, and try to place this this thing ever so perfectly in the right place, and oh, I lose it again. So it's I'm excited about everything, but I'm also interested in trying out some new games. So I forget where I was going with that because it's
Yeah.
well past my bedtime. So
It's funny, like, 'cause I've been tempted, like, with Jen playing more ESO and like other people talking about it a lot more recently. It feels like to like go back to it. It was I had picked it up a while back, and I just at the time I was still like I can't handle all the
All these
people
people.
around me.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so I abandoned it, and who knew, like, Fallout 76, I was just gonna fall so in love with it, where I'm just like, it's an online just kind of multiplayer game, and I'm just am playing with all these people. It's funny how that works sometimes. So maybe I should try uh ESO again now that I know how to deal with it.
Yeah, dip your toes in. I mean, Fallout 76 can be a gateway MMO that way by being kind of a hybrid, a little bit MMO, but a whole lot
Yeah.
Fallout. But it is very solitary still, even with people on the map and friends we play with. You can spend an entire session hardly seeing a soul.
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
Whereas
absolutely.
ESO, they're running all over, or
Yeah.
AFKing all over.
Yeah, well, I figured it was a small price to pay to try it out. And also, I love Skyrim. I love my Skyrim. So
Me too. Yep. So Pat had to call it a night. Looks like he logged out. I don't know. Was there anything anyone else wanted to bring up before we wrapped up here?
I don't believe so. Let me glance over my character sheet again if I had anything interesting. Oh, the bear trap. I've decided I want to earn a bunch of atoms real quick and get the bear suit so I can be a bear suit setting bear traps all over the place. I thought that would be fun.
That's good. Yeah. Oh, and well, and on that, like because that was the one you said you had the philanthropist card. You were talking about that earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually like pretty awesome. I was thinking, because once you share that, like, who knows? Like, you may not have to worry about like food and water that much. 'Cause don't you usually play on a team?
I try to always, yeah.
Yeah. So that may be pretty convenient, not ever having to worry about. I mean, we'll find out. Like, I guess you'll let us know, like, how much food and water you have to take, if you can share that card.
See, I love that there are those cards that will let something you do to yourself affect your teammates. So then I think my philosophy is when I share this card to them, that means then they are getting the effect, so it should be therefore reflective upon everyone in their team, which would be including me. So I get like Rad Sponge. If you share Rad Sponge, it also removes your radiation, not just your teammates. Is that philosophy correct?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, and like, ideally, if you have 3 teammates, you get triple the benefit.
And gosh, yeah. So I'm wondering if does it increases the effectiveness of. No, it doesn't. It just makes it so that whenever anyone eats on the team, everyone gets affected by it. Okay.
Everybody else gets a little bit of benefit. I've never measured how much though. I do put that card on a lot when I'm playing with people, but I've never asked them, "Hey, how much thirst it filled up?"
Well, no, Rat Sponge already works amazing. So if it works anything near that,
that's a good point. I also want to mention there was a new Iguana Bits blog today. Iguana Bits, R.I.P. Sarah, we miss you. In it, this one basically, I don't need to go over much, but if people want to check it out, I wanted to mention it was up. It is mostly nuclear winter stats, some fun stats about nuclear winter, because they're finding people, really enjoy those. On Tuesday, patch 10.5 will be out. That's when nuclear winter goes from pre-beta preview to actual beta. And they'll let you favorite more things. So you can favorite Under Armour finally, which I was disappointed. I bought Under Armour just for nuclear winter and then couldn't use it.
Oh no! What?
Yeah, so you know how you can favorite an outfit and a hat and your favorite T-51 power armor skin.
Yeah.
So I bought the tactical suit, the new tactical op suit, because I saw that. I'm like, oh, that's going to be perfect for sneaking. And because right now I'm running PJs, which are also awesome. But the red and white stripes are kind of visible on the battlefield. And then I couldn't favorite it. And then so I was pretty upset. And I was wondering if it's because you can mod Under Armour maybe.
Right.
But no, it'll be vanilla, but they'll let you favorite that starting Tuesday. They're doing daily quests. And then for regular play, they're fixing the Gunfu perk, which has been busted for a little while.
Yeah.
People who use it know, yeah. And they're fixing some Pioneer Scout stuff and just basic bug fixing the next couple weeks is what they say they're doing.
Wonderful. Great. Have anything else we need to get into? Jen, Will, Jess, Ray?
I don't think so. The screen caps are up already.
Wow, Ray's working.
Oh, Ray
You're
is
like
on.
magic, Ray. So fast.
Perfect.
And I have a strength of 11. Very excited about that.
Do you ever do melee? What are you excited about that strength for? What
I was just worried that I was going to be all endurance because it was endurance 15, but I see that I have other strengths too. So
are you is carry weight one of your concerns?
Always, because I am a terrible, terrible, unrepentant hoarder. It's so bad. Yeah. I'm rivaling Sarah for how much stuff I carry, but yeah, I think she beats me in that department, but I do carry a ton of stuff. And Rich, who was playing with us for a while, he would, I really like explosives too. And he would know I was over encumbered and he would drop a little baggie full of explosives and say, I know you're over encumbered, but I just dropped a bag of these things here. And he would see how long it would take me to just walk over and pick them up and then start dumping other stuff. Yeah.
Inevitability sets in. And you just
Yeah. Oh, guys, I can't fast travel yet. Can you wait just a second?
You guys go ahead. I'll catch up in 2 or 3 weeks. I gotta walk home.
Well, it's like Mark was saying earlier. He's like, I can't fast travel anymore. That's fine.
No, because I helped him mule stuff over to his other character, and he had like carrying 800 pounds of stuff. Poor guy. I gave him all kinds of stuff too. It was bad. Yeah. So I have nothing else to go cover.
Well, you heard it. You're listening to the podcast as we drop it early Friday morning. You can run up and check out your character. And what we're going to do next week, Jess, you can help me round out the edges of this statement. We want everyone to give us an introduction to your character, backstory, anything that you figure out with that. You can use your outfit role, like I don't know, like you get assigned some sort of outfit, like I got the flannel shirt and jeans. Maybe I'm a lumberjack because I've got the flannel shirt and the jeans or whatever. Or maybe I'm a 90s grunge rock fan. Or something, you know. But you know, just be creative with your backstory. Use this this project. We really couldn't do it without you guys, but that is your stories that are the important part of this this whole project. You know, basically when the hosts get together, we're doing kind of a walkthrough. You know, we're supposed to be doing it through the lens of our characters' roles and like how all of our experiences differ based on the random roles of the roundtable. But we do sort of like a just kind of a walkthrough there, but like the real enjoyment, the real community aspect of this is everyone out there, all of your stories. That's really the most important part of the podcast, and it's super exciting, and it's always really rewarding to hear everyone get to tell a story of a character. And I never really thought of it early on like this, but this really is sort of like a a creative writing exercise as well, a video game playing session. So it really is exciting to hop into a new season. We have a whole, you just heard all the names, a huge big list of people. So it'll be great to hear everyone's feedback. And next week we want to hear your character introductions, and then also briefly to sort of discuss your specials and what what sort of troubles and good stuff you see on the horizon But I will remind everyone again, we're going to keep our audio submissions to around 5 minutes apiece, just because you heard how many people submitted, so we want to be able to give everyone a chance to be heard on the show.
Yep, and we totally understand not everybody is a role player. That's one of the reasons why we added so many kind of colorful things to the generator this time, just to help you give an idea of who your character might be if you're not sure yourself, to kind of spark that inspiration. But lots of feedback over the years has been very much about the stats, about how you approach missions and stuff. So it doesn't all need to be RP, just how you feel about your character role and how you think it'll work out for you.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Ray, thank you so much for being our man in the trench, getting all the everything recorded, generating the stats and everything. That's it's not an easy job, and thank you for keeping your head on straight and buckling down and keeping everything organized and underway. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you, Ray.
And everything's already posted, like we said, so everybody run out to Facebook, and they'll be on Twitter here pretty soon as well. So go ahead, find your character roles, and looking forward to hearing everybody next week on the Fallout Feed Roundtable. Jen, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Will, it's been a pleasure as always, sir.
Pleasure for me also. Thank you.
Jess, thank you so much for keeping us under control.
Thanks, Andrea.
Ray, as always, sir, your hard work is much appreciated. And Pat, sorry, we went too long again. I know. We tried to keep it to 2, and we're going 2 hours and 40 minutes here already. So apologies for that. But Pat, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. And we will see you in the Wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the Wasteland.